Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode by my reckoning, number 270, with me, George, and this week joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Scotty, aka Marathon Gaming, who's hotty to my notty, but not either. How's it going?
I'm very good. Thank you, my tag team partner. I'm doing very, very well. It's been a long time since I've been on the show. A long time since I've chatted to yourself. I've been enjoying being a listener again, listening to not just yourself, RGT, and also we have had the slim, skinny, sexy Sangeef, and he's not fat at all. Very misleading. False advertising, if anything. He's pretty trim.
He is. If you ever get your washing machine, I know this week, and I want to dive into this, but before we get fully into it, let me introduce you as Jerry the... What did I say before? Jerry the Marathon King Gaming.
Hold on. It was Jerry the...
Marathon Gaming.
Jerry the King Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Jerry the King Marathon Gaming. We'll just run with that.
Yeah, you look great.
I'm on the top right. This is a special treat for the visual watchers on YouTube.
Oh,
but basically,
yeah. All three.
I've been listening. The story is I've been four actually. My mum's tuned in today.
Oh,
so that's nice of her.
Hello, Mrs. Marathon.
We'll get back to Zangief in a minute. If I could rub him up in oil, I'd slip him in my pocket. But back to the outfit. God. So I've been listening to yourself turning heel in this non-PG era, in this attitude era, and I've just been staring at the mirror, putting my war paint on, and I just thought, I want a bit of this. And I know we said before the show, you need a baby face, you need a heel, you need a rivalry. But I just thought, let's do bad cop, baby.
Wow. This is the immovable object versus the immovable object. This is what happens when the world's biggest tsunami meets the world's newest biggest tsunami, and they impact in the middle. That sort of mess of seabed destruction and ships all smashed up in a mangled mess. No doubt there's a kid's doll wrapped up in there in a horrific way. And when the seas subside, that wreckage it's left will be you after this show is finished. Scotty, I have to say you're looking fantastic. You've come in here with all the drip. You've got a t-shirt on that just looks like a plain white tee, but then when you rock back, you've been decrowned.
Oh, it's got some...
It's got the subtle nod. It's the gamer's tee.
Do you know what's funny, George? I've got there was a window covering the webcam. I've just removed the window tab, and I've realised how ridiculous I look. I had no idea.
Don't you dare!
We'll roll with it.
Prior to you saying you looked ridiculous, I was actually thinking that you almost looked like a full-on legit wrestler sat there with the crown on, the belt upon your shoulder. Oh. The WBC, though, by the way. So,
hey, listen, there's a new... So, I don't know if you've been playing... what was the wrestling game again? I've slipped my mind.
Wrestling Empire.
Wrestling Empire. There's a new update as of this morning, and they've crossed over into the boxing world. So it's a new DLC. This is a rumour, by the way. Don't go downloading a game expecting to find it. We've got crossplay. I've been playing so much Wrestling Empire, George. I said this to you earlier. I'm completely confused between. It's like Inception. I don't know if I'm dreaming. I don't know reality from fiction anymore. So I'm just walking down. I went down Aldi earlier to get a pint of milk, and I had the belt over my shoulder, the crown on my head. I thought it was part of the game. I went up to the counter. I said, "Look, I need to buy some of that juice that makes you strong." And she looked at me funny. She went, "Do you want just the milk scanned?" I said, "Okay, thanks, Doris."
I cannot even contain my excitement at seeing you and having you back on the show. Your youthful looks they're almost, I don't know, they're very compelling to me. I don't know.
Well, Bobby sent me a new moisturiser, and I have to say, Bobby, it is very, very good, because he's a youthful looking man. And I said, "What is it you're using?" And he sent me a little... It's like a mascara brush. You just sort of dab it under your eye.
Oh.
And that's what I've been wearing. Yeah.
That's not the road I expected this to go down.
A couple of... Yeah. He sent me some high heels as well. I don't know what he wants me to do with those. I'll have to give him a video call later on.
I think he just wants a shot of them resting on your scrotum.
Oh. I knew we'd get there early. What is it, 3 minutes in?
Don't. Just I don't want you to
Shall we
remember me
remind
like
everyone?
this. Don't
Shall we
remember
remind
me
everyone
like
this is a gaming podcast. We'll get to some gaming news. We've got
Hey,
big
hang on.
rumours, releases. We've got it all this week. Huge news, so stay tuned.
What have you been playing?
Oh, I'm glad you've asked me. It's been a long time. There's been a lot of games I've been playing. So I'm going to think back to what I've been playing most recently and work backwards. Yesterday, I was playing Road Rash on the PS1.
Look at me getting
Not
all
as
comfy, settling in
not
here. Like,
yeah,
oh, hello.
not as good as a 16-bit era, I'd have to say. I found it very easy. The first sort of, you have about 5 levels when you play Road Rash, and then you go up to the next level and it gets significantly harder.
Mm.
I sort of came first or second in all the races, barely came third, pretty much won them all. I got the fastest 500cc rat bike, and I just couldn't handle the chopper. I went to the next level, and I just kept on crashing into everyone, getting nicked by police. I ended up in like needing a Wonga loan because I had so much debt from my bike getting down the pound. And I ended up just turning it off. It even said, "Would you like to save?" I said, "No, I don't want to save." So I probably won't come back to that one. But that was my
That was
most
on
recent.
PS1.
Yeah, PS1. Basically, there was a high score competition I was involved in a few weeks ago. That was why it was in the dish tray. And then my wife was getting ready. We were about to go to a comedy show. I had about an hour till she was getting ready. So I thought I'll switch a PlayStation on, see what's in there. And I was like, Road Rash. Why not go for the
Were you ready at
campaign?
this point, or were you sailing close to the line, knowing that you could just quickly whip your jeans and top on in 2 minutes, and you ran the clock all the way down to the point where then your beautiful wife is saying, "Come on, why are you not ready?" Always
Well,
making us late.
I had my joppers on, my big red boots. The joppers at RGT left round mine the other day, actually. It got a bit wild playing
Joppers.
G1 jockey. Yeah, joppers. Horse riding joppers. You familiar
Jop,
with
jop.
the?
What do you call them? Joppers.
I call them joppers.
Fine, that's what the show
I'm
will
a
call. There, you wanted
escort.
law. You've got law.
You got law. Don't Google that one. It might be my slight lisp. And then I had a leotard on. I had the crown on and the the belt over the shoulder. So I was as good as ready.
You were ready.
But other than the PS1, the other bit of retro I have been playing is my Lynx Atari. I found a new bit of love for it. So the Game Gear's still there. The Game Boy's sort of been put down for a little bit. I've been very much enjoying adjusting this crown every 5 seconds while talking to you. But I've been really enjoying a game called Switchblade 2 on the Atari Lynx. Basically, a friend of mine sent me an Atari Lynx and he said, "Look, do a video on this. It's got every game on it." So I sat there for about 6 hours and I played, I think there's a library of 70 to 80 games, and I played 30 minutes pretty much of every game. Just sat there all day. And then I basically did my top 20. So I'm trying to track down the top 20 games, my favourites. So Switchblade 2 I've been playing quite a little bit of. And then on the old modern consoles, I have been playing a bit of. Seb would like to hear this.
Pause.
Yes, I'll
Let's
pause.
rewind. I want to investigate. Have you got
Yes.
California games for the links?
Do you know what? I'm sick of California games. It's on
Wow.
everywhere. C64, NES. Let's just, do you know what? Let's just skip a generation next time when we're making
I
that many
thought it was
copies.
really good on the link.
Well, it might be, but I can play hacky sack in the garden. I
You
mean,
can...
granted, I haven't got a skate ramp because all the wood we were supposed to use to build the ramp was put on Elon Musk's rocket, so I can't build a ramp. So maybe
Yeah,
I should get the game.
maybe. You've already got it though, haven't you? Let's face it. Tell me about these modern games you've been playing, seeing as California games have to taste in your mouth like bromide.
Well, I've got a bit of a fetish lately developed for Helldivers. I know everyone went on about it. Bobby went crazy for it
I
about a year
went
ago,
crazy for
and
it,
rightly
yeah.
so. Yeah, it was like game of the year early last year, wasn't it? Everyone was going mad.
Yeah.
But basically, I went to see a friend. I was going to a retro gaming shop in Suffolk. I was passing where I knew a friend lived. I rang him up. I said, "I'm passing yours. Fancy a beer?" He said, "Yeah." I picked him up. We had a pint, and then I dropped him back home. And he said, "What are you up to tonight?" I said, "Nothing." And he went, "Fancy a bit of online gaming?" I said, "Yeah." And he went, "I've got PS5." I sent a picture of my games, and he went, "Let's play Helldivers." So played it for pretty much, because I got it a long time ago, but I got it cheap when the hype died down. So I only played it one player, and obviously you just get kicked from every lobby when people realise you're a bit green. So I was really
Yeah.
enjoying it, and it's a good community on there. I wasn't getting they were looking after me, And there's
They help,
a lot
don't
of
they?
updates. Yeah, so even while playing it about a week ago, I've probably done about 20 hours or so. There was another big update. So there's like a big mission at the moment where there's all these zombies. So it's not just bugs. There's all these zombies and big monsters. It almost reminds me of one of the factions from Warhammer.
Mm.
It's like the Plague, I think they're called the Plague, those sort of people. But they look right like that. I've been playing a sports game on PS5 as well, Madden, because I'm upset that the
Which
NFL
one?
season's. Well, I think it's 24. I'm assuming it's not 25 because I wouldn't have thought that's out yet. I bought the most recent one quite cheap off Vinted.
Hmm.
I know what you're thinking. You can probably play them on Game Pass or
No,
PlayStation
no, no.
Plus.
I wasn't thinking that. I just wanted to know which
Oh,
one you got because I play an awful lot. I think of Madden 22 or 23. That's the one I've played the most of.
well,
If you're
I'll
not a
tell you.
massive
I'll tell you my
fan,
theory.
yeah, I'm all ears.
Um, I've
It's
tried to play the EA sports games, UFC, every game on the actual PlayStation Plus Game Pass. It makes you sign in. And I know I've said this before, I'm a little bit special. I can't find my accounts to be able to log in. But if you own the game, you can just skip and not have those sort of online services. You
hmm
don't seem to be able to do that. But was you just saying it's one of the better Maddens or the one before? Did you say 23?
I don't know if it's better or not. I know that the first one that launched on PS5 was a bit sort of glitchy. They always are when they make that transition, aren't they? I want to see you
Right.
drinking again with the crown.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
just
great.
holding it.
You're gonna have to make
For the
noise
list,
while you
yeah.
do it. You're gonna have to go because if I make noise, you won't be on the screen. Oh, it's too late. All they saw was that.
Now, the reason why I was playing a bit of Madden
Yes.
is because I thought I better get some practice in because Madden is finally coming to the Switch via the Switch 2. So I thought I've not played a Madden game since NFL Blitz 2000 on a Dreamcast. So I thought I better get some practice in.
Wow. So how are you finding it?
I find it that a bit like yourself, you know, in your baseball game on the show, you find it very easy and comfortable and a certain difficulty.
Mm,
Now, when I put it, it's not like FIFA, you go up a difficulty and it's a little bit harder. I'm talking I can't score a touchdown. But when I've got it on the one below it, they can't score a touchdown. It is very, yeah, it's not well balanced at all. I'm quite
no.
surprised. There seems to be only three difficulties, but on FIFA, there's about five or six.
Yeah, I find Madden to be like that. Either I'm running away with it and it's a complete joke and it doesn't feel like I'm actually achieving anything, or
Yeah,
I'm getting literally ground into the floor as if I'm a piece of dirt on someone's shoe. There is no happy medium. Like I had it on a slightly easier one and had a real great run and we were the best team ever, invincible. And I think, well, this is too easy. I'll notch it up one. We didn't win another game. I don't think, as you say, I don't think they scored another touchdown. I literally got ground into the floor. And I guess that's probably where baseball, with it as these sliders, it kind of track how well you're doing and either knock the
yeah.
game in that moment either up or down, depending on what you need. Whereas I've not experienced that in Madden. It's either, as you say, a cakewalk or like the toughest game you've ever played in your life, like the Demon
Yeah,
Souls of sports.
yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's a good analogy.
Yeah.
It really is.
So other than
Um,
getting your balls ground into the dirt on the touchline, what else has been casting you happy pixels
well,
across your eyes?
a few Switch games. One I think you'll be very interested in. One the
Yeah.
listeners might find hilarious, and one which would be good for the collective. I'll start with a big one. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I know there's a second one. I heard it was a bit buggy. I'm sure it's sorted now. But because of that, the first remastered one on the Switch, you could find them a little bit cheaper. I
Hmm.
picked one up with some credit in a retro gaming store, and it is so good. But I've forgotten what it's like to play those sort of games, so I keep picking up every item, like a
Yeah.
hoarder, right? And George, I can't run. I can't. I have to travel the map. I can barely move, and like my sack is full, like a really greedy Santa Claus. But I can't seem to traverse even up the
Or an out of
slightest
work
incline.
porn star.
Yeah, he's my guy's calves are bigger than Michael McIntyre's. They're huge. They're literally
Wow.
popping off the back of his legs. Um, so I need to shape up a little bit and learn to play the game a little bit better. But I've really, really enjoyed it. It's so well done, and I like the fact that it's not like a Cinderella story sort of thing, or you're silver spoon fed. You are literally just like you're son of a
blacksmith, aren't you?
blacksmith, yeah, and then you get roped into it. It's very, very clever. It reminds me of like the mafia. You know, where you're like a taxi driver, then 2 hours in, you do a favour for the mob. Next thing you know, you're top gangster. It's like that. It just sort of creeps in. Next thing you know, you're like, hold on, am I the greatest knight that's ever lived? It's really, really good. So I'm really, really enjoying it. It's like you can do all these side quests and stuff. So I've probably not really got that far, to be honest. But that
What's
is
it
probably
like
the
on
game.
the Switch? Because that came quite late. Was it back end of
Yeah,
last year it came with quite a bit of fanfare? Because
yeah. Well, I
next to The
think
Witcher 3, that's quite the achievement getting that on there.
yes. I would have thought that maybe the graphics aren't as good as that because I mean it was a very old PC game, wasn't it? I don't know. Shame Seb's not on. I don't know how the what year it was, but I know it was, it was a big, big PC title. But I don't know if they've had to compromise anything because I haven't played the original. It'd be a bit
Mm.
unfair for me just to assume.
No, but
But
you've been
yeah,
happy with it.
I've been happy with it. But
So
then again, I'm happy with a yo-yo.
coming cold to it, other than the hype you've heard the bigger boys talk about round the back of the bike shed, you've sort of thought, oh wow, crikey, yeah, a little bit of that. You've gone home.
Oh, I tried a
Mumsy
gobstopper.
said, you don't need Kingdom Come Deliverance. We've already got Kingdom Come Deliverance, and she throws you a copy of it on the Switch. You've gone in blind, only with the stories of this courageous blacksmith come night that you've heard while the bigger boys have been smoking their mysterious burning sticks around the back of the shed. You've arrived at it, no comparison at all, but you've been finding enjoyment in it. Is there like graphical vistas where you're like, wow, this feels great. This feels like I'm in 1160 or 1500, West Germany.
It's not. There's no like limitations, as in things loading while you're moving forward. It's not as bad as that, and it doesn't seem to be. When you get like a black loading screen, like I think there was in the Harry Potter game,
Hmm.
Hogwarts Legacy for the Switch, which is why I swerved it and actually got it on the PS4. There's nothing like that, you see. I don't really find that janky, but then again, the combat and the game itself is kind of almost. It does remind me of almost that 64 sort of polygon, even though it's not. I don't know. Something about it just seems chunky, so I think it gets away with more than it probably should have done. Like if it was, if The Witcher was like that, it wouldn't be. But that's a smooth transition game. But this isn't. The combat is first person view, swinging the sword, doing a block, moving around. Like it suits it well, to be honest.
Yeah, because you block. I think I've played it briefly on PS4, I think, and I enjoyed what I played of it. But it's almost like you've got a clock of where you can put a sword
Yes,
blade in, and then obviously you've got the same clock where you can block a blade coming in.
that's it.
I found that to be quite interesting. Easy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you think, oh, that'll be easy, and then you get in a sword fight like it most definitely was not.
Oh yeah, I've been pasted a few times, and I've had it at an instance as well where if everyone is going to play it, be careful with your save states, and always make sure you've got a lot of bandages. Because I was just rushing around trying to find something, I couldn't find something, and I was traversing around a little bit too carefree. I fell off maybe the side of the stairs, not far, half a story or something. I injured my feet, and then I just couldn't find any bandages, couldn't find anywhere, and it didn't matter what I did. I kept replaying the same save state, and I would just bleed out after half an hour. So I had to go
Oh,
back two save states and replay about an hour of the game. So it can be a bit punishing in that respect.
I guess that's the realism, though, isn't it, that they're
It
chasing?
is, yeah,
Hmm.
in
What
exactly
what
like
else have
medieval
you
times.
been? Has there been any other medieval activities on the Switch, or what was these other two titles you had to tell me about?
I've SteamWorld Build, which I thought would be a good one to see if you've
Oh,
heard of, George, because you love those sort of games. It's not
I
quite Anno.
I have looked at Steam World Build more
Yeah,
times than I've had hot dinners, but always thought to myself, nah, it's probably not for you, mate.
always
Tell me
good.
how wrong I am.
Well, again, I'm going to sound like a fool here because I absolutely love the game, but my knowledge of it stops at a certain point. So what I love about it is it really eases you in. So you're building your map. You start off literally nothing, and these games can be overwhelming and complicated. But it takes you step by step at a time, little bit. Within just 1 hour of playing it, you've done a whole community. A bit like when you first play, I don't know, Theme Hospital or something, and you think, what's
Mhm.
going on? And it holds your hand. And all of a sudden, there's loads. And within an hour, you learn all the mechanics. You're like, no, this is dead easy. Do this, do that. Farm the wood over there, get the lumber, get the warehouse, get the roads, get the people and the engineers. It all makes so much sense. And I was like, right, what's going to happen with this? And I was edging towards a different part of town. which was sort of about to unlock. And then a train was coming in. I was like, right, we're going to make deals with outside communities. I'm going to have to build an army up. This is interesting. Where's it going to go? Next thing you know, I've forgotten it's a SteamWorld game. So we've gone underground. And basically, there's a whole another mechanic inside of the game where you're mining resources. So you could be losing on top, but then winning below and vice versa. So I went downtown, baby, and I'm doing everything down there. And I was like, this game is amazing. I'm mining everything. But I've looked on YouTube. If anyone's played the game, please let me know. I've even said to a friend who's just started the game, I don't know how to come back up from the below. It's like Stranger Things. I can't find a portal to come back up. And I've tried pressing every little button. It's going to be something so simple. I watch people playing it and they just go up. I don't know what it is they're pressing. And I'm hoping you find it while I'm rattling on. Because no one seems to have typed it in. So it must be something so simple. I've tried every button and configuration. I just can't seem to come up from below. So I've probably played the game 2-3 hours. You sort of get forced down there. So after you get to a certain point, it shows you. So you go into like a tutorial down the bottom, and then it keeps telling you, right, you need to come up to the surface. This is happening. That's happening. You need to do this. But I don't know how to get up there.
Apparently, and I know absolutely nothing about the game, bar the fact that with your ever-increasing enthusiasm about the game, I am now wanting said game. There's these warp points, according to the mighty Google.
You found that mighty fast.
Yeah, no, I don't want everyone thinking that I'm like the games master or anything, but yeah, apparently there's warp points. Just walk into it and push you back up on the surface. I don't know what they look like.
I'll have a look at that.
Like a twirling little mass of
colour. A warp point. Maybe it's something I've got to build then. I haven't worked it out. Because I went on Encarta 95, which is where I get all of my walks, tips and guides.
Good idea.
And I typed in SteamWorld build for Nintendo Switch, and it just said, what is a Nintendo Switch? Because I've only got 95 software.
Think how much money Mumsy paid for Encarta 95. And it's
I know.
I'll tell you what it's worth. Shit. That's what it's worth. That's the second or third time she's been robbed.
://DOS load Encarta 95. I'll check that out, George. I appreciate you looking it up for me.
Sounds like the sort of message I would send to a lover.
Please go on.
That's it. That's all I'd send.
Oh, right. I've got one more game.
A couple of times.
Right, receive this one then. The Mortuary Assistant is a horror game, right? And it's really interesting.
Hang on a minute. Just slow down.
Have you seen?
What did you call it?
Oh, sorry. The
why? How have you? What's going on with the crown? Have you managed to sort of stabilise?
Oh, sorry. My crown's receding quicker than my hairline at the moment.
Mate,
it's just falling off the back of my head.
Your hairline looks like a vividly packed jungle scene in Vietnam, whereas mine looks like Ground Zero of Hiroshima. It's literally just gone. It's nothing. There's nothing but a shadow on my forehead of what my forelock once looked like. That's all it's done.
You look so good in a hat, though.
Yeah, it's modern man's toupee, innit?
I'm trying to see what you look like in a crown. Oh, you look good.
Lift it up a bit more. Hang on. Am I in it? Let's go full realism. CGI,
you're in something.
The budget. Is it on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me get a picture. Stay still. I'll get this in a Discord.
This is worth going on the Discord for. King George.
Oh, yeah. That's in. Lock that in. So the Mortuary Assistant, I apologise if I'm not saying that
right. Mortuary?
Yeah, it's in a morgue.
I thought you said watery assistant. I thought it
was
do you know a game about mermaids.
Well, my pants were watery. Is that scary? So you're close. You're close.
What,
to
from
it.
fear or from some sort of dark?
From jump scares. So the actual demon itself isn't mightily scary. And I could, without plugging myself, if you want to see a teaser trailer, I played the game for a few hours and I cut it all down and I put my jump scares into a 3-minute video and I've put it on YouTube. You
plugged yourself during that?
I just did. Yeah, I plugged myself. Yeah. Oh, GT, remove the. Yeah, so he's pulled himself out of there now.
Wow, I was going to ask if I could maybe be a plug, but it sounds like there's a queue. So yeah.
So with the. I was going to lead us down a path, and I'm not sure if we can return. So I'll stick with the game for now. So the Mortuary Assistant, basically, it's a very, very good sim game. So you're working in a morgue, which is really interesting, and you're literally performing the autopsies, doing everything correctly. So you've got it's like you're watching NCIS or CSI. It's really interesting.
Mm.
So you're working in the morgue, you're preparing these bodies, autopsy, etc., and then things start to happen. And there's little there's jump scares in it. There's scary things that happen. There's a demon that comes out and sort of bothers you all the time. But the reason why it's so jumpy is the game itself is so good as a standalone title that you forget it's a horror game. So 20 minutes to pass, you'll be doing an autopsy,
Oh.
humming to yourself. Then all of a sudden the lights will flicker and there'll be like a ghost in the corner of the room, and you forget you're not playing a sim. This isn't a sim hospital game. This is a horror game, but you keep forgetting. It's very clever. Like every 20 minutes or so, something severe will happen, and I have screamed my head off. And I tell you what, it is a funny video. So if you do want to check that out, head over to Marathon Gaming on YouTube. It's
Well,
about 10 videos ago now. But yeah,
while I
very
should have
funny.
been working yesterday, I got caught up on the slew of great content you've got on your own individual channel, aka Marathon Gaming. And nothing makes me feel more comfortable, more at home, more like I've got a friend round in the living room and we're just talking games than I get when I go on YouTube. I type in Marathon space gaming. That's not the stuff with stars in it. I'm just making sure you know that it's not all one word. Okay, then I pressed enter. Came up with some videos. A guy who was running a marathon playing Game Gear. That's not my guy. That's not him. Scrolled down.
Could have been.
There he is. He's escaping his own symbol, holding a Switch and maybe a NES. I hadn't looked at it in detail, but at distance, that's what it looks
That's
like
it.
to me. And just to see you there talking to me about childhood memories, about video games, about your never ending slew of pickups, and your what I would call globe trotting stories and journeys that you go on. Like I'll click on a video, all of a sudden there's Scotty in Bognor Regis. I don't know how he has the time. I don't know how he finds the funds for it. But there he is in Bognor Regis buying up every unopened Game Gear game that's ever been made. And he's probably done a mega deal. He's smiled at the guy, he's winked. Yeah, he's that kind of player. I'll give him everything for nothing, to be fair. And he's walked out having paid 30p. What does it feel like to be that guy?
Well, I tell you what, I don't know if you've come across it, but to be that guy, it feels slippery. It feels. I was going to break into a Grease Lightning song, but I forgot the first line. Hi, dramatic baby. I don't know if you've come across it, but I've been doing a bit of a competition. This is a little exclusive for our listeners to
Oh,
check out.
yes. Is this a
So
new
I've
game
been doing
competition?
Yeah, so I've been giving away a sealed game. I was going to do it once every few weeks, but in May I've given away three sealed games. So I had a copy
Jesus.
of Rise of the Samurai game on the PS4,
Rise of
two
the
Switch
Ronin.
games. Yeah, they've all been sealed, and what I've been doing. I'm trying to go to every time I go to a different county for whatever reason. I've been going to a game shop, an independent store, speaking to the owner, saying, "Here's what I want to do. I want to try and help your local business. I'm going to try and put a video out. I'm going to tease whereabouts I'm in the country. I'm going to leave hints. There's going to be a password in the video so people can't skip to the end. I'm going to film your stock as like an advert to your shop. And then I'm going to leave the game with you. And then I'll upload the video at 7 a.m. on Saturday. And it's going to be first come, first serve. The idea is, say 10 people out of 100 that watch a video, if they live in that area, they'll go to the shop. One of them will get the game, but 50% of the people going will hopefully buy something. So it's a way of getting people off of line, out in the wild, hunting again, enjoying it, enjoying the actual social and supporting these independent stores. Because obviously there's a lot of CX and ordering online, but some of the independent stores, I mean, they struggle to survive COVID. So only the strong ones are left. But it's just because I like going to new shops anyway and speaking to different people. So I did one in Essex near me. I did one in Suffolk, in Ipswich actually, and then our most recent one at time of recording, it's gone live this morning. I was in Somerset in Taunton, and I left a game there as well. So if you're listening to this and you live in Somerset or Devon or Bristol, there's a shop called MT Games, and if you hurry down there and you say the password is sharpen my katana. If you say that at the counter, you might be given a game. True story.
Why did it have to be that?
Because I need to make the password unique in every video. And now, obviously, with it being the samurai game, I thought that's a good idea. And I was going to do something to
Mm.
do with a county, but I didn't want to offend anyone. I was going to go with a cream tea route, and then my wife hit me on the arm and said, "That's Devon, you idiot." And I
I
went into the
know.
shop, and there was katanas in there. They had a Thundercat sword. There was a lot of weapons in the shop. To one point, I thought, I'm not sure if this is a gaming store anymore. This might be an arms supplier. But no, it's
Wow.
a gaming shop. So that was a password. Sharpen my katana. I don't know if we've got any listeners in Somerset, but if we have, head down. MT
We
Games,
must
baby.
have. I'll tell you one thing: they're not viewers. YouTube channel's deader than a corpse in mortuary assistant, but the audio still continues to make me smile. You talked earlier about a cream tea. I love a good cream tea.
Oh,
Uh,
same.
yeah,
Love it.
clotty cream, the whole lot.
Yeah, what do you do? Do you go cream then jam on top, or other way round?
I will be absolutely honest with you. I don't get involved in the chicanery of what comes first. To me, the scone is literally a method of delivering to me the amount of cream that would normally kill an elephant dead. I normally jab what could only be called a dot of jam at the top, just as a nod, really, a salute to tradition. And then I just gorge on this sort of,
Oh, so you're more of a spoon and syringe guy, straight out the jam jar.
yeah, and I just sort of gorge on it, what, that sort of guy. I'll get it all. I'll get it all in there. Yeah, unless the jam hits the clacker at the back of your throat,
Yeah.
you're not eating a
Oh,
scone. Have you
well,
ever
body
had a
bloomers
pie?
here then. Have I ever had a pie? I have had
Cream
a
pie.
pie, yes. Um, a cream pie. I'm not sure if I've had a cream pie or not, actually. I remember having a pork pie a long time ago. I mean, I don't eat meat anymore.
Normally similar.
So,
When I've been, the starters normally, I don't know,
I
an
can't
arrangement.
believe you got me to say that, to be fair. That's very, very
Starters
slippery of you.
normally a slew of cocktail sausages, and then the main meal is normally a Cumberland ring, and then you normally finish on a cream pie.
Speaking of playing with rings, what have you been playing, George? Because that's what I've been playing.
I like what you've done there because there's a man who's up to date. Because talking of rings, I've been playing Lord of the Rings: The Third Age on PS2,
Oh,
and some would say this show is scripted. I would say it's 98% luck, 1% skill. I'm not very good at maths, whatever the rest is left. Anyway, Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Who would have thought that someone could get so enraptured with a shoddy PS2 film tie-in? But let me tell you, the more I play it, the more I like it. Now, me and Rachel have been sat down. It's her first JRPG lesson.
oh,
If you want to Fisher Price my first JRPG, grab yourself a copy of Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Now, I'm playing it on PS2. I do believe you can get it on Xbox Original and maybe even the Cube. Yeah, so if you're a Nintendo fanboy, you don't even need to go outside of your family circle. Just slip it in the old girl. The game is very
is it the second
rewarding.
one, George? Did you say? Sorry.
It's called Lord of the Rings: The First Age, Third
Oh, the
Age,
first.
Third
Yes, yes,
Age. My
third
bad.
age.
Right, and it is a standalone title that combines the first, second, and third films. It uses a similar engine to the Return of the King game and the Two Towers that are on PS2 and Xbox, where you go through a friend and slap everybody around with your big sword. This one is the Thinking Man's version, where you kind of go through the films as now. I did talk when RGT was on about how you kind of follow through Boromir and I remembered his name. That's what Sean Bean's
Yes,
character's called. It's
that we were
Rick.
really cracking up. We was on the road and we had it on the car, and then my wife kept on saying he doesn't know the name, and I was like, you what? You know, you're daydreaming for a second. So I just keep saying Sean Bean, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy's real name. She goes, yeah, that's not the character's name. And it really made me laugh. That's why I put it in the Discord. I think I counted about 12 times you said it. It was brilliant.
You know when something just escapes you and it's gone? You can't ever get it back either. Boromir was that name in that moment. Anyway, they're off doing all the big things, and you basically go round as the cleanup team. Now, I imagine now I've got a little bit further into Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Can you imagine if you went to a festival, you have all the experience, you've maybe even had the VIP, you've seen the big bands, you've touched them, you kissed them, you smelt them, you're wearing the t-shirt, you've bought the overpriced beer, you're having the time of your absolute life. You're not staying in a tent. No, 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 not you, friend. You're staying in a camper van. You're looking great. Hot showers every morning, massage, a whole bag of tricks. Now that's what Aragorn, Boromir, Legolas, and whatever the dwarf is called experienced. All right, there's one for you, Mrs. Marathon. Right? There's that, or you're on the festival cleanup team, aka Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. They whip through Moria. What are you gonna do? You're gonna clean it up. No problems, sir. Leave it with me. Off we go to the Two Towers, Helm's Deep. What are you gonna do there? You're basically the litter pickers. What are you going to do when you get to Gondor? Clean up the stuff that the other team didn't have time to do. Absolutely, boys. Crack on. So, in my mind, I imagine it like the festival cleanup team. You've turned up on the last day, everyone's drunk and a little bit high on revelry. You watch the final act, they go, everyone starts leaving, some people go to their tents. You wake up the next morning in carnage. You never really got to see any of the bands, but now you're walking around looking lost with a black bag, picking up unknown things in bags off the floor, sick in bottles, piss in bottles, poo in hot dog buns. What looks like a mobile phone, you pick it up and it's a power bank. You're like, oh my God, what is my life worth? And that's Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. But I'm having a good time.
I was gonna say some advert. I'm not sure the last few sentences, but I was gonna say if anyone's interested and wants to join George's journey, I just looked the game up. Very affordable. So you play
Oh,
on Xbox, is that right?
I'm playing it on PS2.
Oh, so PS2, £8 at
Yep.
CX. On Xbox OG, it's £4. Or
Oof.
if you are one of the rich kids, you can get it on a GameCube for £12.
Hey, that's the standard price ticket to get in on Cube, 12 bucks, isn't it? I mean, that's the sort of thing you get Stuart Chicken for or whatever it's called. So,
Pretty good. You can get, yeah, I mean, that's probably the same price as a large Papa John pizza, I would say, with double pepperoni.
and well, Rachel said this. She says, how much is this game? And I didn't look, I said, oh, it's a PS2 game, isn't it? A couple of quid. She said, I tell you what, that's a hell of a return on investment for enjoyment because we've played what? And I was like, yeah, 30 odd hours of this bad boy.
Are you a character each, George, or you take it in turns?
Well,
You
I
and
didn't
Rachel with
notice
that.
this until a bit further in, but you can play co-op. Now, I don't know whether that's when you're exploring the map, because it's a traditional JRPG. You walk around after so many steps. It's like...
Hold on a minute, George. I don't want to stop you in your tracks, but do you remember when I said to you sometimes games are two players and sometimes Rachel unplugs your controller?
Mm.
I think she might have unplugged your controller again. So have you been watching her play and your character's not moving?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
not let the truth get in the way of a good story. Yeah, absolutely. I've just been watching her, to be honest, and we'll just work through the battles together. Um, she's quite
And
aggressive, and she gets a bit sort of frustrated when we're locked in a 10 round healing phase. It's like,
what about
no,
the
don't.
game?
Uh, yeah, she's not keen on that.
So do you play with a blanket over the two of you or
Yeah,
sockless?
yeah, no, yeah. Well, socks are on, because my feet look more like a raptor than a human being, uh, including the little clicking toe Easter egg from Jurassic
Use your
Park.
talons to press
Yeah,
R1.
that's like, yeah. I wouldn't get the talons up on the controller. It'd literally shred it.
And if you want to see those talons, head over to YouTube, give us a view, and he's got them on camera right now.
Wow.
Radio silence.
Well, who wants to see how I'm looking around for a prop? I ain't got one. I haven't got a pair of manky hobbit feet I could just whip out on the camera. And let me tell you now, there'd never be a harder, more stronger unsubscribe than if they'd seen my feet.
Do you
Um,
know how long that game is to beat, George? You're going to see it through?
oh, we're going to see it through. Although we're back at mine at the minute. So I've took a PS2 Slim to Rachel's. And obviously, the good thing about PS2 game cases, it's got that little memory card thing at the top. So I slapped the memory card in,
Yes.
boxed it up, put the Slim on my shoulder. We went in, set it all up at hers. But obviously, a part of the routine is we spend the weekends at mine. But guess what? We didn't bring back the game and
Memory
the
card.
memory card.
Do you know what? You might be able to if you did a marathon, you and Rachel, one weekend. It's only 22 hours. But I mean that's good gamers, so it's probably 30 hours for me and you, to be
Yeah, I
fair. But
don't. I
that's
think
not
I
bad.
posted up the other day. I think that we've done 11 hours. I think that
Oh
we're
wow.
already into Gondor and all that sort of area. So I shouldn't think there'll be much long left. But one thing I did know, and if you're a JRPG kind of guru, you'll probably sort of realise that this is just the way they go. But they've just ramped it right up in this last third act, really. And it's got a bit,
Right.
the amount of healing phases that we're having to go into. And it's not as though we've missed stuff or we haven't put the right armor on. We're literally going through every fight, they drop something. And then you have to go through and see if it's got better stats. Normally it has. See, characters literally, every single fight they're in, they look different because they've got a different sword, a different hat, but it's slightly more armor, so you're going to use it. What else have we been playing? Oh, mate. If we've got any budget left, you better get me checked into the Priory. Because I've heard talk of Balatro. I've heard people talk about it.
Oh,
Much like you earlier when you were around the bike shed, you heard the bigger boys, and I was like, oh, do you know what? It's come to PlayStation. It's free. I'll download it, see what all the rhythm's about. Downloaded it. My first thoughts, this is drivel. I don't know what everyone was getting hyped about.
same, George. Same. Yeah.
I'll have one more go. All right, got a bit further, got a Joker. I don't really understand what that is, and I don't know what tarot cards are. Spoiler, I still have no idea what the tarot cards are. But no, okay. New run, start again. Fill, 300 easy, small blind done. Next one, yeah, fine, done. Yeah, grab a Joker. Oh yeah, it's a cheeky one, isn't it?
Oh, high roller.
Yeah, oh, look at me. Get a bit further. New run. Oh, I'll have one more go. Mate, 4 a.m. Georgie needed to go to bed. What a
4 a.m.
state to get in. Balatro. Dangerous.
What was your beverage or snack of choice to get you through to 4 a.m.?
Nothing. Balatro. Oh,
Just raw dogging Balatro.
Well, get on board with this, and I don't know what the listeners think about this, but I am currently in a shunning coffee phase. I thought to myself, I heard on the radio, tea's dead, no one's drinking tea anymore, and I thought, oh, hang on.
What radio is this?
I don't know, probably some
Radio Lincolnshire.
Yeah, Radio Lincolnshire or some sort of bloody, Civil War enactment thing, LBC or some drivel like that, where they say the most outrageous stuff. Tea is dead. Tea is no more. No one's drinking tea. I went, hold the brakes here now. Not on my shift. Not on my watch. Not like this. Tea ain't going down like that. So I've been drinking a hell of a lot of tea. Coffee's my secondary drink now. The only disappointment with tea, and I think this is why it's dying, is at home you can make yourself a brew. And it's like, yeah, got myself a brew. Nice and simple. No problems. Tastes decent. You're out on the road. You call in at a garage. You want to get a coffee. You press some buttons. Comes out. Tastes half decent. All right? You want a cup of tea. You got to go to that same machine that's got coffee dripping out of it, syrup dripping out of it. Looks, if you've ever got down on your knees and peered up at the spout of a Costa machine, let me tell you, you don't want to. There's congealed milk in there. There's a dead rat poking out at you. There's a small collection of feral children in the drip tray.
Gerbils.
It's exactly. Yeah. No, George, you might be Attitude Era, but you're not that attitude. Simmer down, okay?
Sometimes you need a coffee though, and you will lick a tea of a coffee machine, no matter what, congealed or not congealed.
To be
honest, you need that caffeine hit. You need that fix. You start itching.
If you pull down deep and hard enough on it, you feel this little burble in your throat as the milk sort of unsticks. Right on the back of your mouth. But coffee, it's just coming at you all over the place. You're like, I can't get it. You don't know what to do. You got the milk hose, you got the coffee hose, you're spraying them all over the place. You're watching that on mute and your mum comes in. She's like, oh, really? I thought you were off the hub. Yeah, no.
Get the PS4 VR out.
We've lost the audio listeners. They've all migrated to YouTube to see me fighting with a 10-inch schlong. Anyway, you go in these places and you get given what can only be described as the most anorexic tea bag you've ever seen in your life. It's tiny, and to make sure it doesn't drown, it has a rope attached on the back of it. That's how weak this cup of tea is. It needs a rope so you can save it from its own misery, I suppose, at how sort of subpar it is. So anyway, you lob this pathetic looking thing in, you press the hot water button, and it basically just sicks out a load of what I would describe as piss into your cup, impregnated with coffee, and it's minging. So when someone makes a decent tea machine, tea will live. Tea will rise.
Well, I think we've just lost track with convenience. So we'll get back to games in a minute. But with tea, you've got to brew the tea. You need a nice Yorkshire bag. You put the tea. You don't even need to beat it. Like if you've got a teapot, you just put
No,
a
mate,
couple
I
of
beat
bags
the
in there.
absolute shit out of it.
Well, that's where you're going wrong. You should be getting tea from a machine. You should be. That's threw me off. That's wobbled me. You should be able just to pour water. Everyone's too impatient. You pour water into the mug with a tea bag and let it just sit there for 2 minutes. Then get your milk, get your sugar, your honey, whatever you want. And then get it out.
Honey?
It needs to brew. It needs to, yeah, be healthy. It
No!
needs to brew for a few
Breaks
months. For a few
immediately!
months. For a few minutes.
You there! Not on my... What the hell is happening here?
And when I have coffee, I don't drink any of that freeze-dried stuff or even out of your machines. I have to have a little cafetiere plunge. It's the only coffee I have. It's got to be grounded and fresh. I can't drink it out of a jar. It needs to be the real deal. I'm saying all this as a
Drink
can
it out
of
the
Monster
mug.
Energy next to me.
I know what the...
That's like fourth hand caffeine right there.
Some guy at the boss man at Monster Energy is laughing his head off as he's basically smashing a load of Pro Plus up, putting in some Asda special value lemonade flavouring, and then kicking the nuts out the soda stream and pouring it in a can.
You know, I told you before we started recording, I got this Monster Energy. I saw it in Lidl when I went earlier, so I thought I'd grab it. The truth
Is it
the reason why it's the reason why I grabbed it. I've never grabbed Monster before. The only reason why is because I saw it on social media the other day. Monster Energy, apparently they're doing so well in America, their shares have boomed. And rather than just putting out a normal statement, they've just stuck to their, whoever's doing the PR on Monster Energy is brilliant. They released a little tweet and they just said, I want to thank they put like what they made in a quarter and they said, I want to thank the goth community for supporting us. And that was all they put. And it really made me laugh. So I thought, you know what, I'll get a Monster Energy and I'll salute that.
You know on the Discord sheriff, Bo Baloba,
Oh, yes, legend.
he is made out of Monster.
Has he tried Rockstar Energy? I used to like them back in probably 2011, 2012.
He's an affiliate of of Monster.
Right, okay.
Every day uploads himself drinking a can. Every day, and he's one of these rangers that'll spin across flavours. Like one day he'll have that silver one, that diet one that you've got. Then the next minute he's sucking on Lewis Hamilton. I look around next and he's sucking on one of the OGs. He's an absolute animal for Monster.
Did you say Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah.
What, is that a Monster drink? I thought that was a race car driver for Ferrari.
Makes a Monster flavour. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. And there was, I'm sure there was a no, not that flavour. Lewis has got his own flavour.
Right, okay. Does it sponsor Lewis then, does it?
I don't know.
Or is it Boba just made some calls and said, look, Lewis, I need another flavour, make one?
He has that level of power. I should think he could make a Knight of the Realm shit himself.
Do you know what? Even my character in my medieval game, even he would not step up to Boba Loba.
I mean, look at him. Look at him at the minute. He's literally king of all his surveys. I checked online today, and that crazy cat last week, he's called Boba Loba. He took his good lady, who I think is Kerry's World or something like that, to a Comic Con. She dressed as Boba, okay, but he is Boba. So my mind went. It was like, wow. Imagine,
you take your glasses off for a second, yeah.
Imagine the Holiday Inn Express that night. Carnage. More helmets in there.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Than the helmet shop on High Street. And
yeah.
Now he's gone as the Scream guy. This week he's gone to a Comic Con. He's gone as the Scream guy. What do you make of that?
Good choice. Well, I like Ghostface.
Is that his name?
Yes, Ghostface. It's quite simple, really. It's a ghost. Yeah, I think we all did. I feel like I remember a time going back now to Little Marathon Gaming. I was trick or treating one year, and obviously it was all the rage, the Scream movies. I knocked at one lady's door, and she went, "I've just given you £1. Bugger off!" And she slammed the door in my face. And she didn't realise that it was fashionable and every other kid had a Scream mask. And she'd have spent the whole evening just shouting at children, tell them to bugger off. Do you know what? I don't know where she is now. If you're listening, old lady that lived on number 2, Dorset Close, if you are listening, Are you okay? I still haven't got that pound. And with inflation, I'd say you owe me about £1.83.
That's actually digital monkery. That person. How does that
Oh,
make you
well,
feel?
I'll speak to Tom after this, and I'll
I
get my
had
one pound
actually. I
eighty-three.
was I was on the gram earlier, and I saw him crawling out of an egg.
He's at Comic Con, I think. Actually, I believe.
They've gone as a menage a trois.
Oh, that's made my sausage raise to attention.
Boof. Can you? Anyway, video
So,
games
what
apparently.
else have you been playing
Oh yeah. Well,
other than your sausage?
that's yes, that's doing all right for itself. Um, no, I think that might be it. Obviously, a bit of Grand Prix Manager. But other
Oh
than that,
yes, yeah. You've
it's been
been.
Lord of the Rings. But Balatro, just a lot of
Yes,
Balatro. Farming Simulator.
George. I
Um,
tried the F1 game, not the simulator, but I tried the
mm,
normal Formula One game. It's okay, isn't it? It's okay. I
is
found
this
every
one where you
race.
drive the car yourself? Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing?
so I found it very easy, and it was very realistic. I got to Monaco and I can't complete a lap. Like it literally, I mean, the term car crash. I honestly cannot get round a lap. I will smash every wall smash, every corner smash, tunnel smash. I think there's 13 corners on a track. Somehow I hit 14. I just on every other race, I'll qualify and I'll start near top of the grid and I'll finish. It's comfortable. It doesn't matter if I've got DRS, R2D2, nothing's helping me on that track whatsoever. It
Wow.
is hard. I don't know
All
if
I
you
can
find the same. Is it like that on a management game? Is Monaco a challenge or is it completely different?
Not really necessarily a challenge, but I've played the odd Formula One game, and obviously Monaco is a challenge. To be quick at Monaco, you have to be very close to the barriers. But to be quick at Monaco, you have to take it so close to the barriers that you're probably going to crash quite a lot. And it's
Yeah,
finding that sort of happy medium. And
it's the yeah.
when the mist, the gaming mist comes down, as I would call it, to be able to separate yourself from that moment of intensity is quite difficult, isn't it? Hang on a minute,
Yeah.
no, come slow down.
You can't switch off for a second. It is the ultimate concentration. That really is a test
What are you
of the
playing? Like
might of the
15 lap
mind.
races, is it? Is that the one distance that you play in?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just a standard. I don't know if I'll see through with it. If anything, I kind of prefer the older ones, but are a
Is
bit
this
more
what you're playing on
arcadey.
PS? Is it you playing that on PlayStation 5, are you?
Yes, I think I am on PlayStation 5. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that, but it just made me think of it when you said you've been playing F1 management.
Hmm.
So,
I've been intrigued to give a racing version of F1 a try again, but
yeah.
it can be a bit vanilla, can't it? It's like track,
Yeah.
race, go, get out there. It's a bit dry.
Yeah, it does rain sometimes, and then it gets a bit slippery. And then you have to get the old tyres changed.
You don't want to go out full wet on in an inter moment, and you don't want to go out inter on a full wet moment.
Can I ask you something? You know, when people
Anything.
play, I'm going to ask you anyway. People play FIFA, right? And when they get in a cup final, I don't know if you heard this tradition to put a suit on, because they take it seriously. Now, I take all my games seriously. You know, I've dressed up in joppers for G1 jockey many a time.
Yes, yes, yes.
But when I play F1 and it rains, or it has been known that I have put on a wetsuit.
That's pretty intense.
With an
I'll
umbrella inside.
inside the wetsuit.
Yes. Also with flippers on my feet.
The idea of a guy in a wetsuit with a brolly tucked in it to me is just
Sometimes F1's not even in the PS5. It's just me in a wetsuit.
that that tickled the hell out of me. The mind image of that. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm 6 foot in the water. Let me grab my brolly. Yeah, yeah, okay, Chief. That'll work.
Right, we've had a laugh for a good hour. I think we should give them some gaming news, bit
Has
of
it been an
rumours, a bit of a
hour?
run. It has, it has. It's been fun. It's been very
All
fun. We've got
filler,
a lot
no
more.
killer. Give me
We've got a
some
lot more to
gaming
cover.
news.
All right, I'm going to hit you with some. So
Hang on
the
a minute. I'm
you first, yeah, go on. Sorry, Georgie.
I'm legally obliged to say we've scoured the very darkest regions of the internet
Yes.
to bring you the latest stories. First up, and Scotty's like the Trevor McDonald this week, except he's just not wearing a suit. Ah.
Hold on, let me get. Where's my news reading crown? Can you still see me and hear me? Okay, George. I'm just at the news desk in a minute.
Jerry the King Marathon. That was the name we had at the beginning. Don't overthink it.
That was it. Don't overthink it. That's what happens when you get put on the spot and put under pressure.
We
Pressure's
can't
for
perform.
tires. Well, this is big news for everyone. So, I mean, this show is going to drop at normal time, normally on a Sunday. This week is the Switch 2 release week, which is very fun for us.
Wait, what? Is
Yes,
it? What day does
I
it
think
come
it
out?
is. I think is it the 5th? 5th? Is it come out on the 5th June? I don't know where my voice has gone higher, but I think it's 5th of June.
Well, you're excited, aren't you? That's what happens seconds before
Yeah,
climax. Exactly.
yeah. It's not much of a climax. It's more of a dribble now. But
The 5th of
God,
June it comes out.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, I've
That's
got
this
one on
week.
order. That means I get one on the 5th of June as
Well, I'm out.
well.
I'm out of the country when it drops, so it's being delivered to a friend, luckily. But it's good news for us in Europe and America and wherever you're listening to this. However, if we've got any listeners in Japan, it might not be good news because apparently
Oh.
Japan are really struggling to meet demands. Like they really, really are. So they were so concerned about how many people that have said they haven't got a copy. Nintendo Japan did a poll of everyone that wanted a Switch. They did it on their official account on Twitter, Nintendo Switch 2, and they did an official poll of who wants a Switch and who has one and vice versa. And apparently 59% of people, more than half, don't have a Switch
Do you know?
pre-booking. So they are
Wow.
massively under the numbers. And what's weird is you think it would be maybe America and then Europe or Australia, but you wouldn't have thought Japan. You think it would be bread and butter for them, but for some reason, I think they focus so much on the rest of the world with politics and tariffs. I think they've forgotten their own people, and it's a real struggle and a real worry. And I don't know, George, how it's happened, quite frankly.
Well, I would say it happened. It's happened because one probably could argue that the bulk of their sales come from those two large regions of Europe and America. We're predisposed to it. We very much like the Japanese video gaming products, and Japan, as hungry as they are for their own products, they probably can't charge as much within country territory region. Although the Switch has been miraculously successful over there, kind of hoovering up where the PSP took off, obviously, without sounding stereotypical, space in Japan is a premium. We know that. We've all seen the programs where people live in the capsule hotels and the houses are really small and compact. The flats are very, very small, normally one room apartments, basically. So the Switch and a device like that could do really well. The fact, as you say, that their own home country has been left so bereft of Switches that thing is, I'd like a little bit more sort of eyes on those stats. 59, they asked X amount of people that are predisposed
Yes.
to wanting a Switch 2. 59% of those said they would get a Switch 2 but have struggled to get hold of one.
Yeah, so 32% of people have got one. And then there's 7.5%. I couldn't tell you what it is because it is in Japanese. And I've been doing 5 minutes of Duolingo while we've been talking, and I
Yeah,
still don't know what that says.
Duolingo, mate. Honestly, I want to teach. I want to be taught a language like I was taught English. You're like cat sat on the mat, and it's very simple. You go on Duolingo, and it's like, "Hello, good sir. I fancy a bread roll, but not that kind. No, sir, I want the brown bread rolls.
Sourdough.
Sourdough, darling." And hang on a minute, this is Duolingo level one, day one. Jesus wept. It's the Dark Souls of translation video games. Anyway,
Do you know what else
Duolingo.
is? Do you know what else we've got? Speaking of Switch 2,
Yeah.
Fast Fusion, it's the latest installment of the Fast series. That game apparently is going to have a patch on day one, which has caused a little bit of people just to generally moan like they always do when you have a patch before a game's come out. But apparently they've buggered something up and they want to make it 4K. So there is a patch. If anyone's pre-ordered
Wow.
Fast Fusion, as soon as you put it in, it's going to do a huge update to make it 4K resolution. Yeah, I mean, that's probably something that's not going to go away, I would have think, for quite a lot of a lot of modern games.
Mm.
But yeah, 120 frames per second present at launch.
Wow.
But they need to, yeah, they sort out their performance. So 4K, 60 FPS, quality mode to the game.
One thing, I don't
Um,
know how you feel about this, by the way, but as we're on the Switch 2 subject, the thing I'm most
yeah,
excited about is actually the patches for the games that I've already got. Now, one of the bits of the news I was bringing to the table was that The Witcher 3 is getting a host of updates, primarily to allow you
yeah,
to use mods on the game. But within that is a rumor that obviously The Witcher 3, the Switcher 3 is about to get a Switcher 2 upgrade. So I'm just excited to see what they're going to do with that. Things like Ghostbusters. Well, I guess some of the games are just dead. They're Switch games and that's it. But there's going to be some games like Nintendo's own and some of these games like Switcher 3 and Cyberpunk that are getting up like these updates, Scotty. And all of a sudden,
yeah. At Star
it,
Wars Outlaws as well. There's a
Star
lot
Wars
of, yeah,
Outlaws, baby, right? Instead
yep,
of it,
yep.
all of a sudden, you've gone from being the browbeaten kid at the back of the classroom who's getting
Yeah,
literally chair shotted with PS5s, and you're trying to defend yourself. You're trying a little switch. Ah! That's how the hits come across you. They come across
listen.
your back like a belt. Ah! That's the
They've
noise you
been
make.
very clever, right? We've got to think Cyberpunk was so the marketing on it was so eagerly anticipated, almost as much as GTA. I mean, I know that's a big shout, but it really was. Everyone got excited.
No, you're
Keanu
right.
Reeves
You're
up there
right.
and all that jazz, and it was such a disappointment when they compared graphics to like GTA 5, like bullets in the water, all those different things. And Nintendo have like right, they've sat quietly at the back of the classroom and they've gone, yeah, that's right. You guys keep moaning. We'll fix it and we'll put it on a Switch. We'll fix the game for you. Don't you worry. They're letting everyone play it. Updates have come. It's got some people are stuck with it. It hasn't quite happened. A bit like that game that launched for the Xbox, Starfield. A bit like that, you know,
Starfield,
like
yeah.
not quite live up to expectation. Yeah, and Nintendo have been very clever here because they've got a big boy game from a big boy console and they fixed it. If that isn't a knockdown to Nintendo, I don't know what it is. That's a 10-8 round for me.
I'm
PlayStation back
I'm
against
impressed.
its
I'm
subs.
impressed. In fact, I'm hyped for it coming to Switch 2. In fact, I think I pre-ordered it, right? But what I really want to see is the Switch 1 version of Cyberpunk
Oh,
2077.
it'll be 70-hour campaign and that'll be with 35 hours of loading screens.
Yeah. What have I played that's oh, I tell you, Cloud Punk is it on Switch? God, it's awful on there. I imagine
There's
Cyberpunk
um
would be like that.
there's a game coming to PS5, George, which I really wanted to talk to you about because
Yeah.
it is a cult classic and it's right up your street. Now, this may go over your head. You might not be aware of it.
Is it
It is a
Microsoft Baseball?
better than that. It's
Is it
Backyard Baseball. Backyard Baseball
Backyard
97.
Baseball? Yeah.
Are you aware of this?
Why? Well, I caught it out my corner of my eye the other day. I was like, baseball? Hang on.
Yep.
Nah, can't. Nah. What is this?
So basically, this was on PC, was a huge game, and it's got, like you say, a cult classic. Everyone says it's one of the best baseball games. A bit like with American. I'm joking aside, right? So you know, like with NFL, and you get your main titles with Madden, for
Yeah.
example, right? Everyone was excited for college football, and the reason why everyone was excited for it is because they want that bit extra graphics and stuff. Now, I don't know if you remember, there was a game on 360 called Backbreaker, and it just did what you kind of wanted a Madden game to do, and it delivered it.
Oh
A bit like with
yeah.
that, a bit like the whole Pro Evo and FIFA. It splitted people. Some people want the
Did
official.
Backbreaker
Some
have those ones? What have that scene in it like Batman Arkham Asylum, where if you break someone's leg or something, it kind of zooms in on it? I remember Finster Gamer being in. It might be that game.
yeah,
You'll
it,
have to
it,
let us
it
know.
took it another level. Yeah, it took it another level. It's a bit like because some people like what is it? Is there's a almost like a Warhammer version of American football where it's like turn based. I
Yeah,
remember what
you're
that
right.
is.
Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl, and that is fantastic. It kind of brought those two worlds together in a
Yeah.
weird way, even though a completely different game. But anyway, I digress. So, Backyard Baseball '97, I think it's been re-released on Steam and mobile, and it's done so well, and so many people have played it that the developers are saying they're going to get this on the PS5. It's a strong rumor. It's such a strong rumor that they're saying an announcement is coming very soon. There's a lot of talk about it, George. There's a whole article I'm just flicking through now, courtesy of GamesRant.com.
All right.
GamesRant.com. So check that
I
out. But
saw
yeah,
that
so
story on Push Square.
oh, but it was on push square, push triangle, all the shapes. PC via Steam, iOS via App Store, Android via Google Play, but soon to be on your PS5. Now, George, I've seen some screenshots of the game. It looks a bit like a Wii game. Is it that good?
I don't. To be honest, mate, until I saw the article the other day, I'd never really heard of it. I shall go now, for the sake of clarity. I shall go backyard, wasn't it? Backyard baseball game. Wow. Oh wait, hang on a minute.
Now you're interested. The character looks a bit like
I might have this on
Homebound on the
Wii.
SNES. No, you haven't. It can't be.
Really?
It looks. I think it looks like something that you. But
Is it called
let us
backyard
know,
baseball?
guys. Yeah, Backyard Baseball '97 though. There's probably been copies of it. I would have thought because it did so well. Probably some bootleg versions. You know what Ray's like when he pulls up. He opens a boot, doesn't he, and starts offering you Backyard Baseball '99 with some
He
of them
does.
blue movies.
Yeah, well, I've been in them all, and I've seen them all. What
I've got
you got
another.
there? What are you supping on there?
I've got it all. I've just thinking of Bo Below. I've got the Monster Energy drink, and now I've got the Pepsi Max Cherry.
Ah,
I'm making a cocktail in my mouth, baby.
with the Pepsi
Have you
Max
played
Cherry.
Silent Hill 2?
You,
Have you played Silent Hill 2?
oh, mate. Now I know how other people feel on the show. I'm currently, you are now me, and I'm currently, I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm basically just sort of trapped between being
Listen,
on air.
Listen,
and
when you
going,
get two people,
I don't want to be.
when you get two people enthusiastic for games with ADHD do a podcast, this is what you get. Welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast. Between
And
the
if
two
you-
of us, we'll steer somewhere.
If you've got ADHD, you got to this point and found it incredibly normal. If you haven't, you've probably smashed your car stereo in. So what was the question here? Backyard baseball.
Have you played Silent Hill 2?
Oh,
The
that's the
remake?
question. Yeah, I've played it on sporadically on PS2. I don't think I've ever finished it though, if memory serves.
Well, I haven't played the remake of the game, but everyone said apparently the visuals weren't that much better, which I find hard to believe. But I
I
can't
know that
speak.
sounds strong, but I've seen obviously the trailers and other bits and
Yeah,
bobs, and I have partially played the first, obviously its original iteration on PS2. I think those people who say that the graphics haven't improved,
yeah.
I don't think you've played Silent Hill on PS2 for a short while. It might be as
Well,
you remember it, but it doesn't look as good as that. But equally so, in a game surrounded by fog, made on a modern console,
true.
you would expect the graphics to look a little bit better than they do.
Well, it's definitely dented a bit of reputation in sales because Sony have listened and they've responded. So they're actually making an update for it, an enhancement, only if you've got a PS5 Pro. So
Oh,
they've said they can't do anything with it on the PS5. That's as good as it looks. But they've said on the PS5 Pro, we can update the visuals. So there's a visual update. If you have got a PS5 Pro, re-download that game now because,
Monday.
yep, there'll be a patchy batch of updates. That's
I
quite cool.
am intrigued by that and may actually go down the route of checking out a bit of Digital Foundry to see what the comparison looks like. That gets me very excited. Have you brought any more news to the table? Because this
Yes.
week you are the hunter-gatherer, you are the provider, you are the alpha male, you are the news hound. You've got the word press tucked in your
I've got
crown.
a few more quick bits I want to run through. I'm about halfway through Baby Cake. Stay with me. Here's
Oh,
some big.
I'm all
I'm
in.
gonna pick out. I'm cherry picking the good stuff for our listeners because I don't want anyone missing out. And here's something I found which is going to benefit a lot of people. So this show should air on the 1st of June, I believe, Switch Week. Now, if you've got Black Ops
Well,
6, not
let
if
me
you
just
haven't
say,
got.
if you were a
Yes,
very switched on podcast, you would probably call this Switch launch tips, guides, tricks for using your Switch 2. I expect that video to come up. Oh, you're on holiday. You've already recorded it. I don't know how you're doing it, but you're going to do it. But
I've
Switch
got my
tips.
next 3 weeks of videos lined up. About 8 already ready to go. They're in there.
How are you so organised?
It's called calling in sick at work and doing your. No, it's not. I've got it. I've been busy boy last few weeks, and I've had to because I've been going away different places, and I am
You
away
are.
next
You're
week,
like
so I've
Alan
had to.
Wicker's travel bag.
Black Ops 6 has gone free to
Why
play
did we?
until until June 3rd. I didn't know how to respond to that. I thought I'd move on. Right, until June 3rd. So you've got until Tuesday night, guys. If you're listening to this on Sunday or Monday, there's still time for at least 24 hours of free
Yeah,
to play Backup 6. I thought that is worth checking out. I
isn't
know we've
it?
done a few PlayStation articles, so I thought I'll hit you guys with some Xbox news because Game Pass have released some new games, made an announcement, which they always do because it's Game Pass, and that is the purpose of it. But there is two games in particular, apparently are big ones. I don't really know anything about them. I mean, we could start off with silly things like Spray Paint Simulator. That's what we normally go to. But the two that have
It's not
been
as good as
cherry
the third
picked.
one. The third spray
Oh, the
paint
third
simulator.
one is amazing. I mean, if you've read the Old
Mwah!
Testament, wait till you've read the New Testament. That's what I say. Now, two big titles. We've got Metaphor re Fantasio,
Yeah,
Everybody stand up, re Fantasio. One of the highest rated games of 2024. That's coming, baby cakes. There's also 17 new Xbox Game Pass games coming. What is the second one? What is the second one that's come up?
oh,
I
let
don't
me
know where it's
say, let
gone.
me pad for time while you do that. We're giving away
Yeah,
on
please.
Games Pass Metaphysmio Fantasia, whatever you called it. I do believe comes from the mind of Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh,
Correct me if
does
I'm
it
wrong.
really?
I thought that it did. Come at me if it doesn't, because I have been ill, and I know you guys have me as like this walking 1995 Encarta CD of gaming knowledge, but sometimes even I would have to admit I just don't know. And it's okay. It's okay. If you're at work this week and your boss asks you, you can just look them in the eye and say, I just don't know. And it's okay, boss.
Do you know what? There's not a lot of games on there. I'll run through them quickly. We've got Spray Paint Simulator. We got Crypt, Custodian, Symphonia, Warhammer
Cribs or
40,000.
crypt?
Yes. Crypt,
Ah,
CRIPT, as in the crypt, baby, not a crip. Warhammer 40k, Space Marine Master Crafted Edition, The Altars, which is day one release. These are all day one releases now. FBC Firebreak, Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, Rematch, Against the Storm, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. That's interesting.
yeah.
Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and Gears of War Reloaded. So there is some bang for your buck. As always, Microsoft never seem to disappoint with their Game Pass games. And
Mate,
speaking of, yeah,
FBC Firebreak looks great. That's the continuation of the Alan Wake series. Whoo-wee, baby. So it's a follow-on from Control, Alan Wake, and all those games. So they've snuck that one in there. Covered it in grease and slipped it between your
yep.
toes, like an earthworm.
Oh, don't choke on it. If you're
Very, very, very little doubt of that.
fans of the show, which are fans of mixed martial arts, if you are a UFC fan, it's just a little one that might interest you. If you do play UFC games, UFC 5, they've added a new fighter. It's a featherweight. I only watch the big fights. Sean Woodson. I don't know who he is, but I'm looking at him right now, and he
Isn't
has
that
been added to
Barry
the
from
roster.
EastEnders?
That was Sean. What was his surname? Adam Woodjack was Ian Bill. I've even seen Barry from EastEnders do karaoke once. He sang at the Pope's funeral, didn't he? May 29th, you get this update. What is Sean's last name? That's really got me. That's like
What was the Sean you just said?
you with Lord of the Rings. Sean Mendes, I think you said.
Sean Mendes. Yeah, he was Faramir.
Right, what else have I got for you guys? Resident Evil 2
Wait, no,
director.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. What was this Sean's name?
Hold on, let me fire up Windows 95 in Carter 95 one sec.
Sean
Uh
Williamson is Barry.
no, it's not.
What's his name then? What's the name of the character in this game? How do we get here? Where am I? Who am
I
I?
don't know. I don't know anymore. Where's my crown? Where's my belt?
What am I? Where is your crown and belt? You've been dethroned while we've been on air.
Resident Evil 2 director wants to make a Dino Crisis
Can I
film.
say, from my point of view, Over your
Yeah.
right shoulder, there's a
Yes.
black thing hanging on the wall. It looks like a tattooed woman in a slip dress. You'll have to look at your monitor.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of how we
Where
say
you've just put
so.
your head is what looks like a tattooed woman in a slip dress. No, the other
Yeah.
side, that there.
Which head?
No,
I can't see it.
listeners, ring this, put the screenshot up on the Discord, or is it another moment of George talking absolute drivel? No, I don't know what it is that you've got hanging down. It's next to what looks like that hockey mask. No, other side. You're going the wrong way. There, that.
That
Move your finger back. Bit
is it
more.
in yet?
No, tickle, 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 tickle. Back a bit more. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Back a bit more. You literally won't point at it. Of all the things.
What, the mask?
Bring
At the
forward
back?
from the mask. That! That
You
there,
want to
the
see
black
the?
mask.
1 second. I'll grab it.
Don't
I'm
pick
gonna
up the
do
mask.
the.
No, not
I'm
the
gonna do the.
mask. Not the
Oh,
freaking mask. The black thing there. What is that black mass? That massive black thing there. No, it's not Winston. The thing right in front of you. What the frick is that? That.
this.
That. What is that?
That is Miss Pac-Man arcade cabinet.
Now you say it, I see it. But before, when you were sat down, you looked like a very tattooed woman in a slip dress
Listen, I
with her
think
arm in
some
the
of
air
us.
like this. This is what I could see.
Oh yes, you can see the. Oh right, you're seeing the actual Miss Pac-Man herself sitting in little bow in her head,
That looked
makeup
like
on,
that looked
pair of
like
heels.
that looked like a covered bosom.
Yeah, that is well spotted, Jog. Well
Here,
spotted.
here, here. Now look.
What we're looking at.
Me. I'm doing the black dress. Look.
That's spot on. That is.
The audio listeners.
Do
I
you
don't
know what?
know.
I don't know how we don't get views on YouTube with content like that, with
I
visuals like
know,
that.
right? Carlos, he's driving down the road. He's like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this anymore, George. He's put his indicator on. He's like cut 3 lanes. He's pulled over on the whole Sharda out on the A1 outside of Peterborough. He's got his phone out. He's like, for God's sake, skip, skip. Ah, it does look like a woman in a black slip dress, Scotty. What the hell is wrong with you? Now he's got to rejoin. He's got his indicator on. Lorries, vroom, vroom. Come on, let me out. Come on. Then he gets not road rage, but sort of road brave, and he just floors it. He's out. He's like beep beep beep. Oh no, he's having it. He's got his hazards on though, because someone let him in. Thank you. Road politeness. Anyway, it's not
Welcome
a black.
back. Thought I lost you there for a minute, mate. To be honest,
To be
Mumsy, get his
honest,
medication.
no,
It's the
don't give me
red.
any more.
No,
Don't give me
it's
any
the
more.
red or the blue one, Mumsy. Not red and the blue. Oh, I think you
That's what
took both the
happened.
tablets.
To
Yeah,
be
you took them
honest,
both.
I don't know what, a window within the phase of the moment I was in just opened up, and I thought I better get myself out this now. And you helped me. Thank you. RGT would have left me stewing in my own piss, for want of a better word.
Speaking of pissing your pants when you get scared, fans of Dead by Daylight are going to love this one. There's a new killer, right? There is a new killer. We've got Springtrap. Now, I love Dead by Daylight, and I've not been on there for ages, and they always keep coming with new killers, new content, new updates, new collaborations. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's was a game I actually gave away on a previous greatest video game hunt. So check
What a,
that one out. The game's gone.
what a lovely
But
man.
yeah, I'll give stuff away. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy. I've seen the film. I played the game a little bit. Wasn't really for me, but apparently that big
What?
robotic bunny called Springtrap is now a
Just
killer
help
in
me
the
out
game.
here. Just
Yeah,
let's do an education piece. Let's
sure.
pretend we don't have to pretend very hard that I know absolutely nothing about Five Nights at Freddy's. What is it all about? Who is it for?
Do you know what? I think it's for children that want to feel like they're watching a big boy horror. I feel like.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what it's for. I don't know who it's aimed at. A bit like our show, really. Who are we doing this
Hmm.
for? It's one of those great questions. What crossed, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Here's a bit of law, right? Two bits of law. Okay, we're doing it for the elders. No one knows who they are or what they are. But many years ago, we got a mandate
Ah,
down that we had to do this. Secondly,
yes.
RGT showed me his ring the other day. Not what you're thinking. No, not that. He's actually managed to get hold of Deb's Bab's glass eye, Deb's Bab's mum's glass eye.
The left one or the right one?
I don't. I think she had both, and I think it was the left one because he's got a brown ring, a brown eye ring finger. No, he's fashioned a ring out of Deb's Bab's mum's brown glass eye.
So when you scratch the surface of said glass eye, does it
Mm.
smell of ring?
Just goes pink. It's like one of those birthstones. Changes
Well,
colour depending on who you are.
you know what they say, one in the pink, two in the PS5. Would you like to hear the PlayStation releases, new games that are coming to the PlayStation Plus?
You have been honestly the best. You've been the best
I've
everything.
got I've got a nice list for you here for PlayStation fans.
Are
So monthly
you
games
are
coming.
you are you like a little version of Ray now? Is that why you're back?
I'm trying to make some money. Look, I need to get to Cancun for spring break.
What the? Are you actually going there or no?
No, I'm actually going Corfu next week.
Really?
Yeah, not Core 3, not Core 2, but Corfu.
I've been Woo. I've been Corfu. I was a kid. My kind of abiding memory of Corfu was getting a magnetic battleships game.
Oh, well, I hope it's better than that when I go.
Um, we had a lot of moussaka, and we went to a pub on the last night or a restaurant, and a guy did magic on me.
What sort of magic?
I can't really remember, but he came up and made things disappear. My parents were there, so it was legal. Yeah, a bit like that. If I hope now, the only danger is because he didn't make noise, and we're a budget show. We are. I don't know if you can tell, but Zoom doesn't show the other presenter unless they're talking. So he just performed what could only be described as the greatest magic trick on earth,
It
and
was pretty good.
I just pray. I mean, it's normally how I make things disappear. If I'm honest, I pray it made it in.
I hope it did.
And so anyway, that's Corfu for you. So you're going Corfu.
I am indeed.
When are you going
Would you
there?
like Monday to yeah, would you like to come tomorrow?
This is why you're in holiday mode, isn't it? And I'm
Yeah.
I'm in danger here of getting sucked into these holiday vibes. But
I've already got my swim costume on.
why?
Doesn't need any text.
Just so you know, I also
Doesn't
did
need any
that.
audio. Yeah, good.
So one of
Feel
our
like
bellies,
our belly button to touch. One of them will be on the internet. The other one
one of
maybe
them
not.
will be. I am scared it's mine because I didn't shave. You were obviously sculpted, and you've had a spray tan, which obviously for a man of your fame and caliber, it's only right and proper. If I had a spray tan, I wouldn't coming out looking like you, all gorgeous and tanned and hued. I'd probably come out looking like the ebony himself, the mahogany, the David Dickinson. That's how I would come over. Let me now. Why don't you run us through these PlayStation titles before we go down another sub rant? And I really honestly think if anyone's still listening at this point, thanks Bada Bankster, thanks Carlos. Firm returns. I see you there. Well done.
Yeah.
If anyone else has
And
got
if
this far, wow.
and if you if you're listening to this far deep in the show and you are driving, I'd say it's probably time to pull over safely at the next services, have a coffee, perhaps have a little nap because it's been a
No,
while.
what the hell is wrong with you? Have a cup of tea.
Oh, sorry, cup of tea. Have a cup of tea. It's what this country was built on.
Yes,
Right, monthly
yes.
games for June 2025. PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium. There's only four. Alone in the Dark 2024, available
Mm.
June 3rd. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, available June 3rd. Destiny 2, The Final Shape. Hold on. Destiny 2, The Final Shape. Available May 28th.
What was the other
NBA
game? What was the
2K,
other Destiny 2 game that was coming out?
Final Sharp. I said it wrong. I've
I
got a
think
bit of
that actually sounds
dyslexia.
better. Final
I think
Shape.
it does. Yeah, I think it does.
Final Sharp's
Some
got it's got a little bit of a pointy end to it, isn't it?
Sometimes it's like I'm trying to solve an anagram when I'm reading. It really is. NBA 2K again, 2K25. Also numerically dyslexic, as you can tell. Available June 3rd. Now here's some bonus games for game catalog, which is
Hang
PS
on.
Plus Extra and Premium. Jesus
Bo,
Christ, I need some more
bo,
caffeine.
bonus. This is what Monster will do to you. Look at you.
Oh,
You're not going
chomping at the
Corfu.
bit.
You're off to MCM Comic Con dressed as Ghostface.
I'm going
Bonus.
to YMCA the way this podcast is going.
Best episode ever. This is one that they'll talk about in 10 years from now. Start the Sergeant Pepper's episode. Bonus. News. What do you
Oh,
got for us?
I'm really excited actually because I've just seen something I didn't notice. Right, bonus games for the classics catalog is Myst and Riven or Riven, Riven, both on June the 5th.
Yeah, they're those classic point and click like adventure games, really.
And then you've got on the it's all the. Do you know what? It's a bit confusing with Game Pass. It's Game Pass, but with PlayStation Plus, you've got Essential, Extra, and Premium. So these
I
next
know.
ones sound good, but this is only Plus, Extra, and Premium. It's very confusing. Another Crab's Treasure available May 29th. I feel like
Nice.
that's already been out.
I think
Destiny
it
2
is
Legacy
out.
Collection. Yeah, it was on Game Pass, wasn't it? GTA 3. And RGT's playing a fourth one as we speak. Skull and Bones. We're over that, I think. Now, game trials. This is exciting. Only if you've got PS Plus Premium. Might be worth getting because I spoke about the predecessor of this. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, available May 28th. I might have to get my subscription back up for that because that is a £60 game. So that is on a game trial. And also, here's one for Seb, if you're listening. I'm sure he's got it already right. He's probably already completed it. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is
Yes.
available May 28th. So that's already out. It is
It's
already out.
He's got the T-shirt for that, and he's finished it several times. I think it's his go-to game. Although some people weren't. I haven't actually managed to speak to him about Civ, but some people were a bit disappointed with it. Some people liked it. Some people did. Some people didn't. We'll find out. What else? Is that it for new releases? Is that's the
I've got
premium...
that's sort of Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Now, obviously, if you're in the Discord, you would see that our lovely community have been playing lots of different games. We've had Ginge complete the new Doom already. He's an absolute beast, of course he has. Expedition 33, people have been playing that. Elden Ring, Night Rain, that came out May 3rd. That came out only a few days ago. So that game, people may, by the time they listen to this, have completed it. Who knows? But there are some games which might have passed by some people because there's been some big hitters. So I thought I'll recap with some of May 25's games and then we'll just run into June 25. Of course, it's quite Nintendo's Switch 2 heavy though. Because
How
of the
have you
release.
turned up this Scotty? This guy is fascinating to me. You like the Indiana Jones of video game news? No stone, no corner, nothing.
Can I tell you what I've been
will not
doing?
go in.
I've just been sitting here and I've got some darts and I've been throwing them in the games room. And in whatever game the dart lands on, I've just been lying and saying it's been remastered. Should I not have said that?
I'm glad you
Can
said
we
it.
edit? Oh, wait, it's all right. We'll edit it out. We'll edit it out. It's fine. They won't know.
You know, I keep turning to my right and speaking to Phil, but I think it's time to confess.
Phil Mitchell.
That's his name. Absolutely. All right, Phil? Yeah. He's just...
Phil My Sack.
Phil, is that his full name?
Yeah, Phil My Sack.
Oh,
He's actually related to Paul Skinback as well. I don't know if you know him.
No, mate, I don't think I've met that side of the family.
No.
I know the Scottish cousins, McCrevis, Phil, McCrevis, and they've got a subsect of the family up there, McCrack.
Oh, yeah, I met him because I remember I was at the pub and I saw Mike. I don't know if you know Mike Hunt, and he said he knew him. So yeah, I think I've met them actually, the McCravises.
Oh, what a pub! Yeah, that's yeah. So you've
It
met
was a Weatherspoons.
McCrevices. Yeah, I
Let's
don't
bring
know
it
if
home.
anyone else is enjoying this, but I am. So what?
Right, let's bring it
So
home. So,
yes,
right, May 25 video game release dates. Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which came out 16th of May. That's on PS4, Switch, Xbox One, PC, everything. Lost Souls aside, PS5, PC, Friday 30th of May.
mm,
Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, Switch and PC, 30th of May.
wow,
We've also had Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. And then there's a game, Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny, also on
yeah.
PS4, Switch, Xbox One. So there's some games there, I'm saying, but I think they've been shadowed by Doom, perhaps, Exhibition 33, Elden Ring. Now, of course, June is going to be a lot of Switch games. There's about 20. So I'll run through them, George, and if there's any we want to discuss a bit more, we can do
Well,
after.
mate,
I
yes,
know we've
please,
covered a
because
few already.
if there are any, I'll probably be ordering them on Amazon. Actually, as you say.
Well,
Jeez.
get your wallet ready. Legend of
I'm
Zelda
ready.
Breath of the Wild. We know this. Switch
Yeah,
2,
yeah,
5th
yeah.
of
I've got
June.
those. Yeah,
Cyberpunk, we've covered that.
I've
Ultimate
ordered that.
Edition,
Yeah.
5th of June. Have you ordered Split Fiction for the Switch? Or Fortnite? Why Fortnite Switch 2? There can't be any graphical updates. That does not need to be on there. It's a free play game. Anyway, we'll move on.
Have you
Civilization
played
7.
Fortnite on the Switch lately?
I've
It,
heard that it's a lot of Sabrina Carpenter dancing, is what I've heard.
I don't really know a lot about Fortnite, but and fair play to those lads who are still playing it on the Switch. Fair play to you. Um, yeah, it needs an update. What else?
Civilization 7 will be good because you've got the mouse to use.
Yeah.
You've also got Hogwarts Legacy, so you're going to finally get a playable Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch. The first one was terrible. You got Street Fighter 6 coming, which is very good. I've played that on PS4.
Yeah, that's
You got
what OG
Sonic
Tom's
X.
hyped for.
Oh, we need to get him on once he's had a little dive in that. Once he's dipped his toe in, we'll get him on the show. Sonic X Shadow Generations. That might be disappointing. Tour de France 2025. That's a sort of title I imagine you're getting stuck into, George, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought that, but I've watched some gameplay videos and decided it wasn't really my cup of tea.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's one that was both our cups of tea. I remember laughing about this months ago. Do you remember I talked about a game called Date Everything?
I do, yeah.
Well, that's coming out 17th of June and it's on everything PC, PS5, Xbox, and Switch. System Shock 2, Death Stranding
What
2.
did you play that on?
Well, I haven't been able to play it yet. I'm gonna play it on the Switch. It's not out till June 17th.
Oh, I thought you talked about it as though you played it. Like I thought you could
No,
like
I
date a
think we was.
stapler or something.
Yeah, you can literally date a coffee table, which, as you know, has been my lifelong dream to date a
My
desk.
loyalist
Um,
partner has been the coffee table.
Surely it'd be a tea table if you want to bring back tea.
You're absolutely right. It's a tea tray with legs.
I've saved the best game for last, Tamagotchi Plaza,
Oh, bloody
and
hell!
that is
That's
that's the
highbrow.
releases. That is very highbrow. I love my Tamagotchis. That's all of it, baby cakes.
Wow.
I don't know what stands out there
Since
really.
the world went digital,
Cyberpunk
Stingray
has got to be.
Stingray's been living in the past. Yeah, Cyberpunk. Are you getting that
Yeah,
Donkey
for
Kong
me.
game by the way on Switch too?
Yes, I will do. I'm just let's get the Switch. We've just paid for that. It's a lot of money, isn't it? Let's enjoy America, and then we might be like one game a month sort of thing. Because if we're paying, we used to pay 40, 45 quid for a game. If we're paying 55, 60, we need to be a bit more
Mate,
picky with the funds.
give it a couple of months, and those give it 6 months, and a lot of those third-party Switch games are going to be dirt cheap.
Third
We kn-
party ones will be, but
yeah,
Nintendo, Donkey Kong
we
won't be. It's
yeah, we know that they're going to beat us up, aren't they, for the money? When
yeah,
Switch 3 comes out, Donkey Kong will still be $89, right? That's how they operate. But I think the rest of the library is going to get crushed. Um,
yeah,
which is good news, right? If you want physical collection, it's great news.
yeah.
I see Switch 2 majoring, unless legends like you on YouTube start to bolster up and work out the Switch 2 physical collection side of things, are the game cards versus these new game, whatever they are, or vice versa. What I want to see is a video explaining that. What is the difference? What does it mean to me as a gamer? Are they tradable? Are they what the community is calling collectible? or are they to be shunned and we are to only maintain the classic game card scenario? I need someone to get out there and explain all that to me. And the only voice I trust on the internet to talk about Switch, and it's pointing you're on the week before the Switch 2 comes out, the only voice out there that I can trust reference Nintendo or Switch news is you.
What about Jerry the King, Marathon Gaming?
I trust him, but he's well known to overhype video games and shout puppies.
Royal Rumble 2000. Puppies were out on that match. Don't know if you remember.
Wow. Look at all those WBC legends attached around the side of the belt.
Yeah, you got Tyson, Mayweather, Pacquiao, OG Tom, got Seb, Ali, RGT, George. So the whole gang's on there. The whole gang is on there.
The guy you said was Seb was the best choice.
Yeah. Oh. Is it the time of the show where I say what you're hoping to play?
No.
Is it the time of the show where we review our lovely listeners?
It's the time of the show where we review our lovely listeners. And I have hotted you across a list on the new chat channel. Looks like I'm starting. It makes sense that I start. No, it makes sense that you start so I can tickle Carlos under the stairs in his undercleft.
That's what an image that is. I'm going to give a big thank you to Cenox right off the bat of this list. Thank you, Cenox, for your continued support. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I love you.
Wow, that's strong. I now must profess my love for Cenox. Equidistant to now that looks like a woman in a black slip dress. Good
It
God.
is.
So thank you, Cenox. Give our best to Sweden. He's manning the UCP Sweden office. He's doing all he can to drive up numbers and promote UCP in the local area. So thank you for that. Carlos, aka the One Man George Fan Club. Now he went across to America and actually took a moment to think about me, which is, to be honest, blew me away. And he sent me a load of cool things and a letter, which was very touching. So thank you for that, sir. You already do more than I deserve. So sending me a little gift package from the United States of America, well, it made me feel very special, I have to admit. So thank you very much. You've humbled me. Who's next?
We've got Firm Returns. Now, I have to say, since beginning of this show, I know it's been almost 2 hours, but because I follow Firm Returns' newsletter, and I digest it, I've actually made 9,000 yen just off his advice.
Well, let me tell you, I'm known as the big dog in North Korea because of Firm Returns investment techniques. I am making Kim Jong-il shit himself because I've currently got 2 North Korean yen less than him. And it's making me nervous. It's making him nervous. It's making me feel nervous, but also a little bit brave.
Isn't he French, Kim Jong-un? Because un, deux, trois.
That's a very solid point. King de Il. King Twat Il. Yeah, he's the third incarnation. Yeah, so thank you for that Firm Returns. And if you're looking at making any form of investment, that newsletter is the sort of newsletter you need to be all over. If you want to hear about the next Bitcoin before anybody else and get super rich and get a flat in Monaco, digest the letter immediately. Who's next?
I didn't expect you to ask me a mouthful there, sorry. Next is Trestles, New York. So we need to say thank you to Trestles, New York. What a lovely place.
Our second home in season 2. You were just a
what a lovely trestle.
Yeah, just a mere young producer in the back there snacking on Jackie's wings.
I was a T-boy. I was just photocopying Playboy for you. That's all you made me do. Up and down. Photocopy this issue, laminate that issue, clean that issue because you got stains on the laminate. It was it was tough, but I've worked my way into the chair, so I'm happy with that really.
You're a host
Um,
now.
and
Look
and
at
no
you.
and no thanks to thanks to Trestles New York for making it happen. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, Jackie saw the man in you when I just saw the boy.
Do you know the fan club,
Which one?
the Carlos fan club?
Yeah, the One Man George fan club.
Okay, just checking.
Everybody stand up, say yes, it's Badabingster. Come and sty, Badabingster. Et tu.
When you know in our contract when you say everybody stand up, everybody sit down, we have to salute. Otherwise, you say we get exiled. Do we have to put the fingers facing down or up?
You have your fingers facing you because you don't want the people to
Right,
see what a dirty little layabout you are. You want to show them your
right,
clean part of
okay.
your hand. Yeah, you don't want them.
Yes,
Cover
boss.
your eye up. That's it.
Okay, governor,
Hold
understood.
for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, contractually obliged.
And
Badabingster's happy.
I wonder what shirt he's been wearing this week. I don't know if I've seen the man of many sport tops, many O tops, I might add.
Badabingster, I don't know. I've heard he's smothered in mayonnaise and waiting in the lobby.
How big do you think his wardrobe is?
I would say
Big
it's
enough for us to
probably
come out of it, or
dimensionally. I think Badabingster's wardrobe is 300 mil wide, probably 150 mil
300
high.
mil?
Yeah, it's 150 mil
When's,
high.
when's the last time you looked at a tape measure?
Have you not seen how small Badabingster's wardrobe is?
Apparently, it's 150 by 300.
Exactly, crafted by some of the smallest, most intelligent, talented Italian doll's house craftsmen that there are.
I thought he shopped from the Sims catalogue.
Well, I don't even know what this means, but I'm getting on board with it. I'm going to do the next one. Might as well. Got my teeth in, literally. Up next, it's the mighty Dingle Tuner. This man weaves such a tangled web. He doesn't know what's true anymore. He's told his wife that all these games were given to him by his local Cub Scout leader, and that he has spent no family money on them at all. We're here to really add weight to that story and let Mrs. Tuna know that school shoes are irrelevant and it's character building to send a kid into school on cardboard.
I ate tuna today.
What side of the tuna did you have? Top, middle, or bottom?
I had, well, it was canned, so I'm not sure what part of the fish it was. Did you know tuna's known as a snoring fish?
What did you just see?
Oh, I was just looking out the window, a bird flew down.
Oh. Far more interesting than this show. What was...
I've got something for digital monkery. Now,
No, no, no.
this is,
Yes,
oh,
sorry. I
all
got
right,
carried away.
right. Now, this is going to be a nice little audio treat. You got to try and work out what this is. I'm going to play a bit of audio ASMR, and it's to do with digital monkery, okay? I don't know if the microphone picked that up. Let me try again.
You've shown them, though. You've shown them.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
He's an audio guy. Put it
That
up.
is a
Put it up
sound.
again. No, no. Put it up again. No, 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 no. Don't show. Don't show. Don't show. Put it up again. And because the microphone's not picking it up, okay, I will
Yep.
make. I will make the noise.
Okay. One, two. That is a sound of free UMD movies cases closing because I picked these up for
That
our
felt
good
like we
friend Digital
nailed that, by
Monkery.
the way.
I think we did. It was so on point we might get a copyright strike. SWAT, what I picked up for him.
Oh,
Domino.
right. No.
I don't know what these are to be honest with you. And then this one he wanted. Pick this one up. I messaged him when I see UMDs, and when I next see him, I will pass them on to him. So Digital Monkery, your loot is secure.
Oh, that's a present for him.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Okay, which means I get next. There's Instagrams. There's Telegrams. but there's only one gaming ground. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, that's how it works.
Um, we've got next up, and I need to deliver this in the right praise, really. Bald Balder. How would you describe someone of that stature?
How would I?
Yeah.
I would describe Bald
Oh,
Border. I would describe Bald Border's stature as girthy, a little bit taller than you expected, especially when viewed
yes,
from the
very.
from
Yeah.
underneath.
From behind. Oh, sorry. Yeah, underneath. I meant behind.
If you view
Underneath. Yeah.
from
Sorry.
top down, you're like, no. But when you see it from root to tip, totally different scenario.
If you
Mm,
want it,
mm,
we got it.
mm,
Ride it, board border.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Thank you, Bald Border, is what I'm saying.
I'm hoping that looked like we had a kiss.
I think we did, to be honest. Who you got
Is it
next?
now that we announce that my wedding's cancelled and me and you have to elope to Corfu, where we're opening up a dog kennel sanctuary?
Shh, dogging kennel. I told you that's autocorrect on text.
Mm. It's okay. I suppose I still have a home for 16 leashes and collars. Up next is now. This man is quite the celebrity on the Comic Con circuit now. You might think, oh, is that guy? Is that Ghostface or is it Boba? And then he comes at you from behind and it's Django Fett. He's everybody and everything all at once at these Comic Cons. All I'm going to say is, when he's finished his round robin UK tour of cons, never ever forget that he will always be the sheriff of the Discord.
That's nice. I like how you done that.
Mm.
What colour would you say that Game Gear is?
That Game Gear is the most magnificent looking red haired individual, bar my stepson,
Yes.
Ginge, I have ever
Yep.
seen. That Game Gear, by the way, not that it is sexier than my stepson, but damn. Oh, where did you
Do you know
get
what that
that?
is? Guess what that is on the bottom?
That looks like a hastily erected HDMI port that's been kind
It
of forced in where it shouldn't go.
it is. One of one.
Is that TFT screen recap? What else has gone on in there?
Oh, it's got everything. It's got the C3PO, LGBTQ. It's got every modification you could think. It's got it all.
I'm done. I'm done. I can't be on this show anymore. I am out of here. No.
I just want to say, George's red-headed stepson, Ginge. I
Yes.
want to say congratulations for getting another platinum. I know we speak about it every show, but rightly so, because no one is putting in the work, and I've got to respect that.
I'm not.
Also, he's a bloody big bugger, and I don't want to upset him.
No. He plays it all cool like he's one of your mates, but you know that you would be crushed to death if you even tried to pretend to be half as good as him on a video
Oh,
game.
listen, if you kicked your ball over his fence, you're not going to knock and get it back. Put it that way.
No. I think he would disembowel it from in the garden when he knew you were looking from your bedroom. He'd just kind of a bit like Captain America pulling a log in half.
I heard he went in Sports Direct, took all the balls out of the pit, and has put them all in his garden and said, "Come and get them." And they haven't come and get them because they're scared.
I don't want the story going around that Ginge loves balls. I don't want that starting up. Not now. Not here. Not like this. Who's next? Oh, I got to do it.
Uh, yeah, it's your boy.
Welcome for the Lord of Darkness, Harvey Retro. Now I've done.
Now, I was playing Pokemon Go the other day. I went to the friends list to try and add um, Emma Sharp to it, but she's no longer on the apps. So I actually wasn't able to add her as a friend. So Emma,
She's
if
not
you're
on Pokemon
listening,
Go anymore.
she's not on Pokemon Go. She's not on the apps, no. So I couldn't even add her as a friend. But
Do you think it's
she
because she's
does
out of
support
the
the show.
country?
So the world tour finished. She put us right on Discord. She said, "Look," she came through on Messenger via RGT, and basically RGT said, "Scott, George, this law needs to stop. There's no world tour. But
Why
do you know
not
what?
though?
There's a microphone here, and I'm putting it out there. The world tour. I'm getting a band back together.
Me,
Me
you,
and Emma
Emma.
Sharp, Corfu.
Yes.
She's singing at the wedding.
Yes. I would do anything for love.
Anything but love."
I didn't know she was back on the singing trail.
I didn't mean to make eye contact with you then. I apologise.
It got a bit awkward, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I know. I was about to put some Vaseline on my lips. Who we got next?
I tell you
Whereabouts?
what,
Whereabouts in the German borders?
begin and end. I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. I've been in Germany recently, only a week ago, 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, call it what you like. It's a whistle stop tour. I popped in, I popped out. It's not how you normally go to Germany, but I did it this way. And I was in the Netherlands, I was in Luxembourg, I was in France, I was in Brussels. But when I got home, I realised something.
Are you a drug smuggler?
Kind of. I'm trying to. I'm putting UCP stickers around on lampposts across Europe in the hope that it starts some viral upsurge. They could just tell their mates to listen, but I think it's a bit beyond them. Yeah, and I realised when I got home at that point, only at that point, I was nowhere near Berlin.
Thank you. Nowhere near Berlin. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you. It's how they do it in the big leagues. Who's next?
That is how they do it. Next we
Ex-girlfriend?
have got, well, more of an ex. You know, like the one who got away, Mumsy. You might have heard of her. She's
Uh,
got
yeah.
she's got long black hair and she has it down there. Mumsy. Yeah. I don't know. It
Someone
might be the
clip
start of a
that.
new song.
Someone
Might be the
clip it
start of a song.
now.
Thank you, Mumsy, for your continued support, and thank you for providing me and George with pocket money. We really appreciate it, and we're going to
And
spend it on games and sweets.
and life. You gave us that the greatest gift of all.
Yeah, yeah. And
We've
I'm
all
sorry
got the
we
same
came
mum.
out with our elbows dragging the wall. I'm sorry about the stitches you had to have after we came out.
Oh yeah. This is why I will never be comfortable in the Attitude Era. Next, it's the RGT. Hang on, if he's not on the show, we have to do the song and dance. Copy me, Scotty. Are you ready?
Yep, yep.
RGT,
ET,
we love you. You've
you,
got a shed that we can view. It's full
you,
of games, and we wanna
games,
do
do,
everything inside
thing,
of you.
you.
We're the RGT fan club. We get together every second month at the pub. It's called the Golden Duck.
And if you haven't seen Eurovision, that was actually the entry from Sweden.
Xenox would not have let that shit go out. Absolutely
Well,
not. He's got
he
standards.
produced it. He produced it.
Did he? My
He
bad.
wants. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. That was the UCP mega mix. Who's next?
It's probably the funnest name in the history of showbiz. I love saying it. It's Pete Brocklehurst. It makes my tongue vibrate. Pete Brocklehurst. Sounds so nice, I'll say it twice. Thank you,
Say it
Pete. You are a
twice when
legend.
you're downstairs and I'm in the hotel lobby. You do that in reception while you go downstairs, I'll stay upstairs, you say Pete Brocklehurst. I tell you one thing, if you're into that or not, that's totally fine. But one thing I'm into, but you're not, but can be, depending on the situation, is Billy Marmite. Thank you, Billy.
And I need to give a huge thank you and shout out to Simon Pryke because I also love Simon.
He invented the trike.
Some of his friends call him Simone, but because we're lovers, I call him Simon.
I don't know why. I just love it. And last, no, you absolute rotter. Now, if you would you like this? You've not been on for a while. There's no break.
Yeah, but,
I'm just wondering, do you want the next big ticket in showbiz?
can I be honest with you?
Mm.
Sometimes in life we get these huge opportunities come over, and you think, where was I when that moment happened? Did I make the right decision? Was there something else I could have done? Should I have took the opportunity? Should I have opened the door for someone else? And I feel like really what I should do, what the people want, is for me just to close my eyes and listen to George bring it home.
Okay, but I need direction. This is the thing between me and different thing.
Yeah,
I can't just. I'm not a natural actor. I need a little bit of direction. So is this, as you know, we've done a few Zangiefs, and
yeah.
I've
Okay, so
Zangief.
I'll give you right. Close your eyes. You're going to get into character, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
down. You're down the park. Your mum's gone to the shop to get a Magnum.
My God. Yeah.
You're on the roundabout. Oh no, the bigger kids are coming over.
Oh God.
Oh no, they're starting to swing the roundabout.
Oh
I don't
God.
think I don't think the roundabout's going to stop. Mum's too far away. But wait, you've just remembered that Fat Zangief is strong enough to stop the roundabout, and he's in the park. But the only way to call out to him is to scream at the top of your lungs and make him hear that you are there and you're in trouble and you need help. Let Fat Zangief know right now. Let him be aware that you need saving, George.
That building crescendo, I'll be honest with you, it was either 50 Shades of Grey or a very hurried read of Reader's Wives. I don't really know which one it was, but I'm on board for it, and it makes me want to do this. Ow! 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 Thank you!
Nailed it. For anyone that's not sure, do not adjust your stereo. That was George going round and around about at approximately 23 miles per hour, calling out Fat Zangief. So what you could hear there was the wind just flowing through his vocals. And that was spot on. That was a pleasure to watch and listen to. That was absolute pleasure.
One day, someone is going to click on one of these videos by mistake and recognise greatness and employ us both and pay us a vast amount of money. Until that happens, though, we thank every single last one of you that contributes your own financial freedoms to this show so we can live in some form of freedom. Last week, I only gave you one job. It was to go to the Twitter and follow us. Simple. Thank you to everyone that did. And to everyone that didn't, don't worry. I know where you live. This week, we want you to all settle down. Come on, you've got this far, so you must have liked something. Follow us on the YouTube. Watch a little bit of the content. Don't go nuts. 2 or 3 videos. And go. And just go. Go about your business. That's all we want from you.
And it wouldn't hurt you to share a video. Just choose a video, your favourite one, your favourite show. Even if you've listened and you don't watch, just think, what was the best show I ever listened to? And say it was RGT and Fat Zangief. Go on YouTube, find that show and click share because someone else also might want to see it.
Do you know what? That's a bloody good idea. And I implore every single last one of you to do exactly what Scotty said. It's YouTube business, something he knows about. Something I obviously know absolutely nothing about. But one day, this backwashed corner of the internet's going to get discovered. And you're going to be one of the people, you're going to want to be that person that said, I was there from the beginning. You don't want to be that loser that goes, what was that show called you said about last night, Brian? And he'll laugh at you. Like, dude, Unofficial Controller Podcast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah. I love that show. I love Greg, whatever, loser. You don't want to be that guy.
Do you remember when Hulk held Andre the Giant over his shoulders?
I do.
It was a real iconic moment. The people could be a part of that. You could help us hold up YouTube. Just pick it up and just throw it. Just throw it.
Rah!
Ah!
This is oh wow, this is like some sort of guttural raw therapy, innit? It's like primal scream. It's the monster. So we tried an episode where I got drunk on air, car crash, although probably worth listening to. And we tried an episode where you got high on Monster Energy, and I got so sort of wrapped up in that I also went a little bit crazy.
Success.
Win. Now, everybody knows that turned up 3, 4, 5 hours ago at this point that the show can't begin until I ask Scotty what he's hoping to play, or vice versa. But it equally, therefore, cannot end until I ask him what he's hoping to play. Has Dobby lost his sock, master?
Spot on. 2 for 2 on impressions. Now,
Thank
there's
you.
2 games in particular I'm going to name. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We're going to pay homage to 2 people here. One is Digital Monkery. I've heard through the grapevine on the Discord. I looked this morning. I think the next challenge accepted, I hope I'm right, is going to be Pinball FX, which is a free download. At 4 a.m. this morning, I downloaded it to my Switch, and I'm waiting for him to announce the game. So I'm going to be playing that. And also, I want to play a bit of GTA 4 on the
Oh,
360 because RGT's been playing it. Sangeet's been apparently a lot of people have been playing it. Listen, I'm not going to be boycotting the modern consoles because I don't need to. I'm still playing the Switch, but I'm enjoying myself. Switch 2 is coming out. I can't boycott it. Got bills to pay. Got
yeah.
content to
Well,
produce.
RGT's that guy that painted his floor and then realised he was stuck at the other end with a load of wet paint. You're the guy that painted himself in and finished at the door. What's RGT going to do? He's pre-ordered the Switch. He's like all excited. He got a little bit sweaty, I have to admit. There was a little bit of perspiration on his brow as he tried to track down the Switch 2. And now it's going to sit for 365 days on his mantelpiece.
Yep.
That's what he's going to look at while he pokes the fire.
Speaking of fires, what hot games do you hope to be playing then this week, Georgie Paul
I
G?
think you saved me from that because as I realised there was a couple of layers to that. I was like, oh god,
It's an onion that we don't want to peel.
no. Talking of onions, I do want to peel though. Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. It's many laminated layers, giving to me much satisfaction and happiness as I tell you what, I've lost count the amount of times me and Rachel have turned to each other during this highbrow PS2 game and gone, well, that looks good. Graphics, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah.
You do get used to it. I
You get
remember
very used to it.
playing. I was playing at one point. I was playing nothing but 8 and 16 bit, not even a 32 bit. Sort of Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, and then I was in an arcade and I was at a bar and my friend's son was there and he was playing a mobile game and literally it was like I've someone had hopped out a time machine and I was leaning over his kid's shoulder and I was going, whoa, oh, whoa. And he was like, calm down, granddad. It's only Call of Duty 3. Do you know what I mean? It just blew my mind. The
Wow.
graphics.
It's and that's one of the reasons why I've been taking. Everyone's gone to the PS3 to play a little bit of GTA 4. I need to go further back because
Yeah.
I need to feel overwhelmed by this era of gaming again. And I've been so spoilt dining out on all the PS4 good bits and the Pro and all that good stuff and the 5 and the Pro. I've gorged, and now I need to go on I need to fast so I can rebuild myself better with more appreciation for modern graphics and games. I don't know what you've
I
been up
agree with
to,
that.
but it's intriguing.
It's I had to open the window. I'm sweating here. I really am. It's like a hot box.
Oh,
Yeah.
it.
I've had too much caffeine.
Well, on that note, let's
My
let you
teeth are
go.
furry.
Ooh, oh God!
Do you know what else is furry? A
Digital Monker
Furby.
is sock. Oh, a Furby is furry by its very definition.
So
Uh,
is that what you're going to play, Lord of the Rings?
yeah, Switch 2, obviously. Let's hype that up. Maybe get
Yep.
it in the algorithm.
Remember
We
to
might.
exchange. We do we get do we get new friend codes or is it the same friend codes? How's it work?
I don't even know. I've never even typed in a friend code on my Switch. People have talked about it. I've been like, what even is this? Like, why can't I just find someone and add them? Why is it all so mysterious on the Switch? It's to save the younglings, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to protect them. I mean, there's podcasts like this out there, isn't there? So you've got to protect the young.
Yeah, because we were PG. And now all the people that listened to us in the first episode, they're like 23. They're 23 years old.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the show.
And that's all we have time for this week.
I
Listen,
did.
as always,
I've had a great time.
no, I've had an absolute great time. It's been a joy to have you on, and every time you come on, it's a reminder of why you're a success and we're a steaming hot pile of garbage. So the very fact that you've come on here and played along in such a bloody great way just symbolises to me what a good egg you are, and why everyone should probably on completion is if you've lasted this long, you're obviously a Scotty fan. You need to go straight to YouTube and download everything he's ever done. And I'm talking the OG stuff as well with the brother. Yeah, all that. Yeah, that's
Go back. Go back.
go all the way back and
The
plot
Old
this
Testament
man's
was
journey.
edgy. Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, when you first got set up, I couldn't pick you apart from the official Nintendo channel.
Some people still have that problem now.
The only
They
way I could
say
tell,
watching my videos is like scrolling through the index catalogue in 1996. It brings them that sort of joy and nostalgia.
Jesus, mate. I would give anything right now to get a copy of one of those booklets. I would. 1996. Imagine the stuff that's in there.
Do you want to know a true story? I've got a friend of a friend, my friend Rob, who does listen to the show. So my friend Rob, there was a guy I met in a retro arcade bar, and he is a very interesting man. He collects all sorts of retro things, and he's so into it. It's creeped out of a games room and all over the house. And he says his whole downstairs toilet is covered in 90s gaming commercials from the Argos catalogue. He's got that as wallpaper. And apparently he's got loads and loads of catalogues, and every Christmas he changes it.
I don't even know where the blur between reality and fiction begins and ends anymore. I don't know. But let me tell you one thing. I want to be that guy. Get the belt on. Get the crown on. Disrobe the woman in the corner.
Yep.
Thank
you. We're live, baby.
Thank you, Scotty. I am so stoked. I hope you have a great holiday. I hope you have a brilliant Switch 2 launch. I hope everyone listening has a great Switch 2 launch. If you're one of the sad unfortunates that didn't manage to get hold of one, don't worry, because even half the mother country weren't able to bag a Switch 2. So you're doing all right. And I think that by the time they hit retail over the next month, you'll be able to pick one up pretty easy. I would say that brings us to an end, sir, if that's okay with you. And that's all we have time for this week, listeners. As always, thank you for your time. I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, it's just a look in his glint in his eye.
What would you do if someone had given you an unofficial controller? What would you do with that?
To be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's what you do with it that counts.
You're damn straight. And that's the bottom line. Because Jerry the King Marathon Gaming says so.
Okay, well, on that note, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Scotty. See you soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye.